real statement. They did their team huddle right in the middle of the pitch. We are here to compete this afternoon, standing over the ball in the centre circle, and the Arsenal players, having had their pre-match chat in the red shirts with the white sleeves, white shorts and red socks, just sort of walked past them and around them, but completely ignoring them, totally focused on the job in hand. Here we go, 1st of March, Arsenal starting this game 2 points ahead of Manchester City at the top of the Premier League table, 10 games to go for each, 30 points available for each, and they will play each other at the Etihad Stadium on the 18th of April. A very warm welcome to all our listeners across the world on the BBC World Service. Welcome to North London. Grey skies above us. Nice temperatures though. The game is underway. Chelsea in the blue kit defending the goal away to our left-hand side. So Arsenal shooting towards the North Bank in this first half. They've played each other 3 times this season, these two. 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League, where Moises Caicedo was sent off early in that game, and Arsenal winning both of the legs of the League Cup semi-final. And actually tactical approach, Matt, you and I were chatting about this off-air before the game. Tactical approach from both teams, given what happened, particularly in the second leg of that semi-final, when Chelsea came here, eventually lost it 1-0. I think the first 10 minutes here will be fascinating.
Yeah, I do. I mean, generally Arsenal go for it. First 10 minutes they go at teams, they get the ball wide, they love those areas on the corner of the 18-yard box of the opposition. They work it, they get Saka in the 18-yard box driving at defenders, and they get the crowd up. But I just think, you know, the League Cup's a difficult one to gauge, isn't it? Because there was a very specific brief when Liam Rosenior came here with that group. They were 2 goals behind, I'm right in saying that? No,
3-2, no, 3-2.
1 goal behind.
Yeah.
And it was very specific what he wanted to achieve. This is different.
Yeah.
It's a Premier League fixture. I think they'll refer much more to what their identity and game plan will be. I don't think it'll be too clever. It will just be how he wants his team to perform.
I'll remind you of the team news in a second. Chelsea with Reece James, their captain, swings the ball up the right-hand touchline. Gabriel has followed João Pedro out there. That's a real wrestling match between the two Brazilians. Both had a handful of each other's shirts. Assistant referee was right there. Liam Rosenior has his arms out wide, complaining that should have been a free kick. Has turned immediately to the 4th official, Thomas Bramall, as well, to make his point. And the officials on the pitch happy to let that go. So Arsenal in possession, unchanged from the 4-1 win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last weekend. David Raya all in yellow away to our right, receiving the ball now from Gabriel. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié is the back 4. Zubimendi and Rice in that midfield. Saka, Eze, Trossard and Gyökeres. So Iberra Eze starting for the 3rd time in 4 Premier League games off the back of another sparkling performance against Spurs last weekend. Here's Trossard lobbing a ball out to the right wing to Saka, gets his first couple of touches. Jarell Hato is there, gives him a hearty nudge in the back, but Arsenal have kept the ball. It's come across their own half here to Hincapié. Eze's dropped deep to the halfway line, a couple of elegant touches from him. Caicedo's breathing down his neck, so he just lays it off to Hincapié, plays it back to Gabriel, little left-footed pass forward to Declan Rice, who picks up the running for Arsenal. Low pass to Hincapié, he just pauses on the delivery of his ball down the left, and Arsenal decided to come back into their own half with Rice.
You touched on Eze there, the way he looked with the ball. He's one of the best that you see receiving the ball with his head up. His head is never looking down at the floor. He's scanning and spinning all the time, trying to see the space, and he has his first touch, and he's got that real upright body language, a real bounce in his step this afternoon, Eze. He looks really good in the middle of the park for Arsenal.
Gabriel clears from deep. Another man full of confidence at the moment is Arsenal centre-forward Victor Gyökeres. Couldn't control that one though. Chalobah was right behind him, so Chelsea have it inside their own half. Robert Sanchez, their goalkeeper, all in black. Reece James at right back, Jarell Hato at left back, Mamadou Sardi, 20-year-old Senegalese international, making a first Premier League start alongside Chalobah at centre back. Caicedo and Andre Santos in midfield, Palmer, Fernandes, Neto, and then João Pedro.
There's a second challenge there between Pedro and Gabriel. Gabriel getting the better again. It looked a half foul. He just bounced him and won the ball, but he's sticking to Pedro like glue this afternoon.
And is that one, Matt, as a centre back? So you've done that job where you're thinking, right, that's 2. I've won both. I've got, you know.
Oh, you lay a marker.
Yeah,
absolutely. You lay a marker down, and he's done that twice. Gabriel. I mean, Pedro's a tricky customer, so I expect him to come back into the game fully. You know, he's a really confident player, but their setup's quite interesting, Chelsea as well. I mean, Palmer's very central is just staying within the centre circle at the moment.
Yeah.
Neto's out on the right-hand side. Reece James tucking a lot of interchange.
Oh, Sanchez nearly loses it on the edge of his own box, scrambles it away while he's sitting on the floor and gets lucky that clearance ends up at the feet of Enzo Fernandez. He floats a pass to Chalobah on the right. Scary moments for Chelsea there. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. Coming up to 5 minutes played in the first half, and that's got a bit of buzz in the stadium as well. Now here's Palmer, middle of his own half. Declan Rice right behind him. Palmer just couldn't turn anywhere there. Chelsea have come back to the keeper, Robert Sanchez. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Fulham 2, Spurs 1, Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. 3 results in the 2 o'clock kickoffs this afternoon. Cole Palmer pulling the strings in central midfield. Just slipped slightly there as he ran forward with the ball. 1-2 with Caicedo. Here's Palmer again. Looks forward but decides to pass back to Caicedo. Just inside his own half. Across to Chalobah. Straight ball up to Joao Pedro. Nods it down here to James. James takes one touch on his thigh and feeds Neto. Rolls it into Palmer. 25 yards out on the half volley. Sliced well off target and behind for the goal kick. Let's get a Super League update. Kicked off at 3 o'clock this game. Bradford Bulls against Toulouse. Matt Newsom.
Yeah, Bradford 18, Toulouse 6. Ethan Ryan getting his hat-trick try, and Bradford, by all accounts, should be out of sight. Rowan Mills just isn't kicking the goals, though, and that's keeping Toulouse in it. Bradford 18, Toulouse 6.
Matt Upson here just watching the replay of Robert Sanchez getting himself in a mess. He got very lucky there, the Chelsea keeper, didn't he?
Wincing, Ali, wincing. I mean, the trouble with Sanchez is he's a good keeper, you know, in terms of shot stopping. He makes some really good saves, but when the ball's at his feet nearly every game, there's a moment where you just feel unsettled, I would say, and that was definitely one. He got away with it. He's got to make sure he doesn't have any more.
Good first touch from Gyökeres. That hasn't always been the case this season. Does well to hold it up. Hincapié makes ground down the left. Gyökeres fires one into Eze. Lovely first time pass to Zubamendi, and Arsenal quickly have the ball on the right-hand side. Timber gives it to Saka. Saka cuts infield. Finds Zubamendi, edge of the box. Left-footed shot is high, well over the bar, and behind for the goal kick. But the movement, the passing, the touch was good.
Yeah, lovely. Saka driving inside. When he lends the ball, it goes into Zubamendi on the edge of that 18-yard box, right-hand side of the box, onto his left foot. And I just never fancied him, Ali. He kind of diagonally came away from the goal, didn't he? His body weight always leaning back and skied the ball over the bar.
Done okay on the goals so far this season, Martin Zubamendi, because you wouldn't necessarily expect him to be the man for that, but 6 in all competitions,
good.
5 in the Premier League.
Very good.
Declan Rice with 4 goals coming from all parts of the pitch. Here's Trossard. He's got 1 in his last 18 in the Premier League. He's on the move. Driven shot is blocked. Whole host of Chelsea defenders in the way. Enzo Fernandez sweeping the ball up to the halfway line. Well read by Hincapié, who slides in and intercepts. Joao Pedro slips over. Big cheers from the Arsenal fans there. Gabriel runs away from Joao Pedro. Forward to Trossard. He slips as he turns. Caicedo in with a strong challenge. Trossard has stayed down. I think he got the ball and play continues. And Joao Pedro suddenly pops up on the right.
I mean, it's interesting, Hincapié keeping his position in the team, isn't he? He's kind of filled in that left-back position. But what I love about it is he's done that well that you then get the right to own the shirt and you stay in the team. And 2 left-backs on the bench today, Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly, can't get in the team at the moment, the starting 11, because he's done that well.
Should have mentioned as well, Martin Ødegaard. Don't know if I've said this or not, but just in case you didn't hear it, he's not involved at all today for Arsenal. Havertz is on the bench. Chelsea in trouble playing out from the back. Arsenal have made a mess of it.
Oh, it's the second time Sanchez looked a little bit shaky with the ball. That pass was not the best, Ali. Not a confidence pass into the centre-back, was it?
8 minutes gone, first half. Former England international Matt Upson is here. We're sitting in our commentary position at the back of the lower tier of the West Stand. The Emirates Stadium is absolutely jam-packed. Mikel Arteta is prancing down the touchline here, clapping his hands together, urging his team on. Right, the Arsenal fans are on top of Robert Sanchez. That's a much more confident pass, stroked out to Fernandez. On his way down the left-hand side is Harto. Timber blocks. Ball is passed infield here to Cole Palmer. Up towards the edge of the area, onto that deadly left foot. The Arsenal defenders, including Saliba, force him wide. There's Harto, plays it back into midfield. Fernandez runs into Saka. That was just a collision there, but he's knocked Enzo Fernandez over. Then it's going to be an attacking free kick for Chelsea. 9 minutes in, Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. The mood inside the stadium, Matt. So 10 games to go, 2-point lead, not won the title for 22 years. I just felt on the walk here, there was a buoyancy about the Arsenal fans and a confidence. but let's just see as the game develops how this game goes.
But my thing is that if this starts to go wrong, i.e. Arsenal go 1-0 behind, you still want to keep that in the stadium. You know, the players need that from the supporters more than anything. And I felt the United game here, it just felt a bit edgy when United got on top in that, and you could feel it around the stadium. And you've got to try and stay positive even if the team go behind.
That was Darren England's whistle you heard there. Referee decked out all in black. Neto's free kick, deflected header, drops at the near post there. Left-footed attempt from Mamadou Sarr, the 20-year-old centre-back. Couldn't get it on target, just ballooned it away to his left and behind for the Arsenal goal kick.
That's a big chance. I mean, I think he would have been a fraction offside had he scored, but he just miscues it with his left foot. The ball loops up in the air into the 6-yard box. Times it all wrong. If he gets the contact, I mean, he should score.
Right, Arsenal going to restart the game. Both centre-backs either side of the penalty area. David Raya passes straight to Rice. Saliba's on the move for Rice. 10 yards short of the halfway line, drives it over the top. Gyökeres sticks out a right leg. The flag stayed down there. Gyökeres was well in behind the Chelsea defence, couldn't control the ball. It's gone behind the other end for a Chelsea goal kick.
Yeah, a little tester for Mamadou Sarr in the left side of the back four, centre-back position. Chalobah on the right. I mean, Gyökeres, you'd fancy, will pull onto him, have a little look at him early on. Arsenal should hit a couple of balls over the top. That one there's a little bit long from Saliba, but you don't mind that with Gyökeres in the team. He's there to run the channels. He'll do that willingly.
Sanchez with a long clearance downfield. Chelsea have won that ball. They're back playing just in front of their own penalty area. Second go here for Sarr. Passes out to the left. Arsenal players buzzing around Enzo Fernandez, trying to win the ball off him. Chelsea get the free kick. Joao Pedro's on the move, but William Saliba has an eye on him. Gabriel just very casually moving backwards towards the halfway line. He's being dragged towards Cole Palmer here and just trying to make that decision on whether how far he goes up the field to stick with Palmer, where he's going to leave him.
Well, it's great with the physicality of Saliba. You can trust him. You can trust him 1v1 with Pedro. He'll cope with it, which is what Arsenal are doing right now.
Oh, Chelsea taking another risk at the back. That's the young centre-back Sarr, got caught in possession, tackled by Saka. The ball is spun straight to Sanchez. He slings it out to his right. Chalobah plays it down the right to Reece James, inside his own half. Quick ball forward from Sanchez. No look pass from Palmer. Saliba intercepts that. Eze with a nice turn, but Chelsea players immediately surround him. And then Zubimendi caught slightly late by Joao Pedro. Referee Darren England is happy to play the advantage here. We've had 12 minutes gone in the first half. These two teams just feeling each other out a little. Big game. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. Next in action on Wednesday night, Brighton Arsenal. Here's a commentary on 5 Live. Manchester City against Nottingham Forest kicks off at the same time. That is on Sports Extra. Tuesday night we've got full commentary of Wolves and Liverpool. Gyökeres looking for the run of Trossard. That's intercepted. Chelsea on the counter-attack. Here's Cole Palmer. Decides not to release the pass forward, goes back to Caicedo. Santos is just 5 yards away. Quick passing from Chelsea. Palmer tries to dribble around his man. Zubimendi makes the tackle. Saka with a quick ball forward. It's loose inside the Chelsea half, and then Eze has actually left that behind. He was so excited about having the ball in that space. He was thinking about what he was going to do with it, and then just ran over it. And suddenly Palmer's away down the left here. Zubimendi's tracked him. Palmer's got Enzo Fernandez for support. Wide on the left for Chelsea. Couple of 1-2s between that pair. Feels like the kind of game arena I think that Cole Palmer's really going to enjoy.
Yeah, they've found him a couple of times, and because it looks like he's got a bit of a free role. I mean, playing wide doesn't really suit him, if I'm honest. He just loves to roam and drift, doesn't he, which he is in this game. So when the ball turns over, one of the centre-backs or centre midfield players at Chelsea can get their head up, and he's available and he wants the ball and he's screaming for it, and they're just firing it into him, and then he's on his back foot and getting at Arsenal's back four, which is really one of their key points here, Chelsea, of how they're going to produce something.
Reece James cross, dangerous one, goes zipping through the Arsenal penalty area, bounces twice and goes behind for the goal kick. Joao Pedro applauds. He couldn't get to it, but he likes the idea. You go back, when was it, August 2021, Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, was in charge of Chelsea. The last time that Chelsea had a Premier League win against Arsenal, Reece James played and scored that day. Romelu Lukaku scored for Chelsea that day.
It's fascinating in the sense that Arsenal have dominated this fixture for the last 16 games. They've won 63% of these games against Chelsea, and in that time frame Chelsea have won 5 titles and Arsenal have only won 5 trophies, and Arsenal have only won 1 trophy. So it just shows you that winning mentality and the feeling about winning Chelsea have it, really. Even if they're not doing particularly well, they're still winning things, which is a really interesting point, given how well Arsenal have done and only won one trophy.
Saliba clears up towards the halfway line with his right foot. This breaks beautifully for Eza. He's going to shoot from the halfway line. Sanchez backpedaling. He's got it covered. I think that was going just wide. Sanchez makes the save. That is the kind of thing that Eza can do. The Arsenal fans love that.
Yeah, it's a little bit high, wasn't it? He just put his head up, little kind of David Beckham moment, wasn't it? That was nearly that far out, right from the halfway line. Saw Sanchez, but didn't strike it as cleanly. He just held up in the air for a little bit with the ball, and Sanchez got back comfortably.
Coming up to 15 minutes played. 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the World Service. That's an awkward one for Chalobah to control, but he's done it. The Chelsea centre-back plays back to his goalkeeper again. Sanchez still getting some stick from the Arsenal fans. Floats one up the middle of the pitch, and Gabriel comes right over the top of João Pedro. Whistle is blown, I think, for the second challenge on Cole Palmer there. But João Pedro is making his point in terms of this physical battle, that he feels the referee is giving Gabriel the decisions here, and he's not getting anything.
I think it's far better from Chelsea to go long into him, though. I really do. I think they've looked like giving a goal away on the most. I mean, looking at a replay of the Sanchez when he stopped as a shot as well, and the ball looks about 2 foot over
That's gone behind
the
for
line.
a corner.
Yeah.
He made the save with his left hand. The ball went behind him. Couldn't see it from this angle. But that's gone
comfortably over.
I mean, I suppose the assistant referee couldn't catch up with the shot, couldn't see, so can't make the call.
No. But when Chelsea play short, when Sanchez and the ball tickling the ball into players on the edge of the box, I think that's when Chelsea are at their most vulnerable. Yeah. Certainly in the opening stages of this game.
World Cup this summer, Matt, VAR will look at corners, so that's the kind of decision, isn't it, that could be changed
it would be,
and turned into a corner. So
that should be fun.
So those games could last.
Are you looking forward to
that? Couldn't they? Could be in those boiling hot temperatures.
I like
for
the second
a 4-hour
yellow
game
card.
of football.
The second yellow card.
Being able to look at a second yellow that turns into a red. Yeah.
That makes sense. But looking at every corner now, that could be a bit of a drag. There's an understatement.
Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. 16 minutes gone. First half in North London. Manchester City fans watching on, listening intently, I'm sure. Good win for them last night, away to Leeds. Sanchez under pressure, closed down by Gyökeres, has lost it again. Rice gets a touch on it, passes it to the right to Saka. Saka has a chance to run at Sarr, feeds it through to Gyökeres, looks for the return pass, but Saka had made a different run. It goes behind for the Chelsea goal kick.
This is actually getting a bit silly now, isn't it, with the ball at the feet of Sanchez? The whole stadium is feeling it. Every time he gets it, there's that kind of build-up of the supporters, and there's not a lot of movement, in fairness to Robert Sanchez. I mean, he's obviously got a remit of play out from the back, but you've got to have somebody to play the ball to. Chelsea midfield players are locked down. Arsenal are pressing him really high.
Here we go again. Gyökeres closes in. Sanchez plays the pass to Sarr. Eza is there. Forward to Caicedo. Back it comes to Jarell Harto. Measured pass from him. Goes rolling across the edge of the penalty area, and Chelsea have got out this time. James, infield to Palmer. Space to work with for the Chelsea playmaker, bringing it forward. Neto's made the run on the right-hand side, up against Hincapié. Neto with his left foot, slightly deflected cross. Saka watches that go by. Last touch came off an Arsenal player, though, so that'll be a corner for Chelsea, their first of the game.
Yeah, the space that Cole Palmer finds is top. It really is. He's such an intelligent player on the pitch. I mean, he just knows where everyone is. He drops into space, and when you give him that freedom, don't get me wrong, out of possession, he might not be doing too much for you, but when Chelsea have that ball or they break through the lines, he can be deadly.
Just talking World Cup this summer as well. Palmer, Foden, Eza, Rodgers. You know, so many of them, aren't there?
It's hard to choose.
Very hard to choose. International football coming towards the end of the month. Reece James takes the corner into that near post. It's beaten everyone, but goes behind. Last touch might have gone straight out from the corner. In the end, Arsenal have bodies in the way. It's going to be a goal kick. Rice thinking about going long and quickly. Instead goes low to his left. Chelsea haven't got everyone back yet. Gabriel gets the ball forward, and Arsenal suddenly have it with Eza. Eza's threatening. Finds Saka on the right. Gyökeres makes ground in the middle. Saka tries to go skipping past Harto. He's tackled. Timber's there in support. Finds Saka again. Quick turn from him. Good tackle on him. I think that was winning the ball there from Harto. Then the diagonal ball across to the right looking for Neto. Hincapié's got it covered. Nods it down to Trossard. Arsenal get the ball back.
No, Harto started really well, and he's got to have a good game today if Chelsea want to get something out of this match. I mean, he's up against Saka 1v1, but that there, 2 tackles. One was driving into the box with the trailing leg, just gets a little toe on it, and then his reaction to go and press him and then nick it again. You know, again, you asked me about Gabriel and Pedro, that psychological battle. You win in a couple of 1v1s with Saka, and then you get more confidence to get closer, and you start to dominate that situation. It's big for Chelsea.
Arsenal 0, Chelsea 0. Gyökeres just inside the Chelsea half. Saka quickly on to Timber. Zubimendi's in the middle. Cross comes in. Brilliant sliding block by Fernandes. He's hurt himself in making the block, but he's made a really important interception there. It's gone behind for the Arsenal corner, so that will be their first attacking corner of the first half. And that gives me a chance, while Fernandes is down, Matt, to ask you about when you were last here for Arsenal-Chelsea in that League Cup semi-final second leg, and what Chelsea were doing on the Arsenal attacking corners was really interesting, wasn't it?
It was, very late on as well, setting up as they are now, but then the instruction, just as the corner taker addresses the ball, 3 players just went bang straight up to the halfway line.
Yeah.
And it paused the game. The referee stopped the game for some reason, so it didn't quite work as what Liam Rossigna wanted to do, and it gave Arsenal time to adjust, but at the moment they just look like they're going to defend this normally.
25 minutes left in the first half, 0-0, no real chances in the game as yet. Robert Sanchez has looked a little uneasy at times with the ball at his feet. Gabriel's going to make his run from the opposite corner of the penalty area, so closer to us. The corner's coming from the far side from Saka. Gabriel's got a free run here. He's heading for the far post. It's looking for him. Gets the header back across goal, and it's in the back of the net. Saliba goes running away. He's certainly got one of the later touches. He wants to claim it as his goal, but you could see early the run from Gabriel. Saka's delivery as ever was pinpoint. Gabriel headed it back across goal, and Chelsea couldn't keep it out of the net. The first half start that Arsenal wanted. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0.
Oh, what a massive goal for Arsenal, and no shock to anyone watching this game that it comes from a corner. And we're just touching on how Chelsea approach these corners. Do they send players up? Do they do something different? Well, they just try to cope with the power that Arsenal have, and they don't do it well enough. Gabriel gets the run on Reece James. He doesn't block him. And what a header this is at the back post. It's absolutely superb from Gabriel. He gets up above 2 players, nods it back into the 6-yard box, and it's absolute chaos in there. It comes off of Saliba, and then I think it's an own goal off the shoulder of Mamadou Sarr, isn't it? On his debut, starting debut for the club, it just hits him on the way through. He's on target, but will that go down as an own goal? I mean, it's right in front of the goal line, Ali. I'm not too sure.
Saliba definitely wants it. I think he's the only outfield player to have played in the Premier League this season that hasn't scored for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And the 2 centre-backs at their best there, you've described that brilliant. They're an art form, these set pieces. They are so difficult to defend against. And Reece James let Gabriel have the run towards him, and he just couldn't handle the strength, the power, the physicality, the desire. And then Saliba just gets the flick just to get it towards goal. Sanchez has a swat with his right arm, can't keep it out.
It's just not enough from Reece James there for me. If you've got that job of blocking, you can't give Gabriel a run up into that back post area.
Yeah.
If you do, it's game over. He wins it hands down. You've got to do more to stop that.
Reece James, first time ball out from his own half. Next break in play. We'll get you the latest in the Super League. Trossard has passed back to Gabriel. So Arsenal leading Chelsea 1-0. Premier League table as it stands. We'll have Arsenal 5 points clear of Manchester City, having played a game more. Rice, early cross in from the left. Sarr blocks with his right foot. Goes behind for another Arsenal corner. Come in, Matt Newsom.
Yeah, Bradford have won this one. 18 points to 6 against Toulouse. They go up to 4th in the table. A hat-trick from Ethan Ryan, and Wanga Blake also scoring. Toulouse weren't particularly great in this one. Anthony Marion got their try, and they have lost their 100% record. So Bradford 18, Toulouse 6.
I think it's fair to say that Arsenal's dander is up. They've got a corner. This one's going to come in from the left wing. That'll be taken by Declan Rice. The white corner flag is billowing in the North London breeze. Rice sticks his left arm in the air, really whips that in with pace, powerfully headed away out of the Chelsea penalty area. 23 minutes gone in the first half, and Arsenal have the lead. And the mood is good inside the stadium, and David Raya so confident here. I mean, he's not under any pressure, but he's on the halfway line. Hits a spinning ball into space down the right-hand side. Is that Gabriel who's chested it down on the right wing? Saka to Timber. Right, let's see what Gabriel's got here then. A little bit of Brazilian magic. Touch and pass. Not as good as Harry Maguire out there, because he's got the old Cruyff turn, hasn't he, Harry Maguire, when he gets in those positions. But Arsenal have the ball, and lead by a goal to nil and have such a good record against Chelsea in recent seasons. That we've been discussing in the first half. We'll have to see how Chelsea can respond. Pass up to Eze, doesn't look, flicks it over his shoulder. Gyökeres won't get there, straight through to Robert Sanchez. Matt Upson.
Not a bad little idea from Eze there. I mean, the first touch spun up in the air, but why not sometimes just hook it over blind, over the top? You've got Saka, you've got Gyökeres, can put Chelsea on the back foot a little bit, but I mean, I'm looking at Liam Rosenior be so disappointed. His team conceded from a corner, especially given the preparation you must have to do to play Arsenal in terms of defending set plays. You've got to nail that down. If you don't and you concede from it, I mean, it's like you're starting the game with a 1-0 deficit, isn't it?
Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. That is how it stands at the moment. 20 set-piece goals for Arsenal, 15 now from corners. Another one scored today. We'll have to confirm whether Saliba gets the goal or it's a Mamadou Sarr own goal. Neto, edge of the Arsenal penalty area on the right. Bit of trickery. Trossard blocks him back. It comes to Caicedo. Arsenal have everyone behind the ball. Liam Rosenior scratches the back of his head, waving his right arm around, looking for movement on the right-hand side from Chelsea. Blue shirts, white numbers on the back. Slightly short pass from Caicedo on the halfway line. Arsenal sense an opportunity here. Palmer holds off Rice. Great skills, battling skills from Cole Palmer. Skills with the ball, but tenacity to hold on to it as well, with Rice looking to take it off him. Enzo's been tackled corner of the Arsenal box, and Arsenal have scrambled it away. Andre Santos is there, and it goes back out to the left-hand side to Enzo Fernandez. Here's Harto. Fernandez again, encouraged to bring it forward, running diagonally from left to right. João Pedro tries to hold on to it and couldn't. Gyökeres tackled by Caicedo, fouled by Caicedo. Free kick for Arsenal. Gyökeres sets off quickly, hoping that Arsenal will be able to go early. They can't. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0.
It didn't look too much of a foul, that, from where I'm sat. And Caicedo coming in to win the ball. I don't think Gyökeres quite knew where he was coming from, and I think Gyökeres at times has got to be really tidy with his hold-up play. Certainly in this game, there'll be moments where Arsenal are going to be under the cosh, and that role of a centre-forward when the ball goes into him, that awareness of where your first touch is going, screening it, not allowing anyone to nick it off you and just either win a foul or hold it up, so important for the team.
Cricket commentary continues on Sports Extra 3 at the moment. Game between West Indies and India in the World T20. Winners will meet England in the semi-finals of the competition in midweek. You'll be able to hear it all on Sports Extra. BBC Sport website tells me India currently 156 for 4, needing 40 runs to win from 4.1 overs, 6 wickets remaining. Timbers cut back, edge of the area. Eze's first touch, trying to tee it up for the shot. Caicedo was there to make the interception, and suddenly Chelsea looking to use the pace of Neto. Ball gets away from him, he can't keep it in. Cheers from the Arsenal fans. Throw in taken by Hincapié. He wants to go quickly inside his own half. Neto nearly disappeared over the advertising hoardings there into the Arsenal fans. Now he's back making a tackle, catches Hincapié, but he got the pass away to Trossard on the left. Hincapié continues the run, low ball into the penalty area, might get through to Saka, no. Left-footed clearance there from Sarr, and James leaps athletically to head the ball away. And Saliba now under pressure from Palmer. Palmer's penalised for a shove on the Arsenal defender. He protests his innocence, but Arsenal will get the free kick.
A super little pass from Trossard, the outside of the right boot, bent it outside Reece James in towards Hincapié a moment ago, who flashes the ball across, but Palmer looks up for this, Ali. I think Cole Palmer physically starting to look back to his best, isn't he? A couple of times there, he's looking really good.
Edge of the penalty, lays it off. Declan Rice, no, gets that all wrong. We've certainly seen him pop those into the top corner from there. 25 yards out, lent back, and sends it way over the crossbar. William Saliba, I believe, is being credited with the goal. Header was on target. It catches Sarr's shoulder close to the goal line. So they've given the goal to William Saliba for now. If you're a fantasy football manager, Matt, and this is really nerdy, boring stuff, that means Gabriel, lots of managers have Gabriel in particular, he gets the assist. So he gets 3 points for that, which is great news.
Crucial.
Absolutely massive. And if you do like your fantasy...
Are you happy with that?
He's in my team.
Oh, there you go.
But he's in pretty much everyone's team. If you enjoy your fantasy football, the FPL podcast from BBC Sport is out every Wednesday on BBC Sounds, and Chris Sutton, who hasn't got a clue, is still ahead of me this season, Matt, which is a concern.
Oh yeah,
he's going
if he
well.
hasn't got a clue, where does that leave you?
Exactly. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. Gabriel's ball forward. Gyökeres first time pass, looking for Declan Rice, who was making that run through the inside left channel. He slipped. I don't think he was going to get to that pass anyway. Caicedo Side-footed ball out to Harto. Sees a bit of space to run into down the left. The best pass to Enzo. Had to work hard to try and keep possession. He's lost it in the end. Timber looks to his right, looks to his left. Then zips a low pass into the feet of Saka. Saka fancies running at Sarr, looking for Eza just outside the Chelsea box. Another pass comes in towards Trossard, cleared away by James. Infringement in there, so that is going to be a free kick for Chelsea. So 15 minutes left in the first half. At half-time, lines will open for 6:06. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage will take your calls on all the football this weekend. 08085 909 693 is the number to dial at the moment. Arsenal leading Chelsea 1-0. Arsenal probably imagining, I'm sure Mikel Arteta is saying, right, we're just going to have to win the last 10 Premier League games this season, then there will be no argument. We will win this Premier League title for the first time since 2004. Neto feels he should have had either a free kick or a throw in there, doesn't get either decision, turns, gives the assistant referee a right earful, and Arsenal get the throw, which Nketiah now takes to the feet of Declan Rice at walking pace. Played back here to Gabriel. Rice on his left, Rice looking for options, sideways pass to Zubamendi. Zubamendi back to Gabriel, so Arsenal forced back into their own penalty area. David Raya in the lemon yellow, growing the hair out. At the moment, risky pass from Zubamendi. Oh, back to Raya, he clears it away. Thinks he was caught by Joao Pedro, threw himself back very dramatically. The ball's gone out for a throw into Chelsea. And Arsenal sort of doing what Chelsea have been doing in the first half hour of this game, just causing themselves problems at the back from nowhere.
Why is Zubamendi giving Raya the ball back there? I mean, they lure the players in, so the straight pass comes in, so Zubamendi can ping it out first touch, either to the right or the left. And it was on to come out our side to Gabriel, and he just saw the pass, whether or not he just thought it was being closed down and he could bump it back to Raya, but then Joao Pedro was right on top of him. Really put him in trouble there, Zubamendi.
Right, Chelsea at it now, playing out from the back. Forward ball from Chalobah to James. First touch ran away from him, but that was okay. Holds off Trossard. Palmer tries to turn away from Saliba. Saliba slides in, gets a foot on the ball. Nketiah is there. Whacks it down the left-hand touchline, looking for the run of Trossard. Cleared only as far as Gyökeres. Can't find Eza. Good challenge by Santos on the edge of the penalty area, and Chelsea bring it away with James. James finds Harto in a bit of space. He's got a good engine, quick across the ground, makes 20 yards. Plays it to his left-hand side. That's Joao Pedro out there over on the left wing. So Cole Palmer's just lurking on the edge of the penalty area, but Chelsea have slowed it down and brought it back into midfield to Santos. Good straight pass here finds James. James to Joao Pedro. Well tackled there by Gabriel, and Arsenal able to bring it away. Lovely little drop of the shoulder from Trossard, gets him away from Sanchez, speeding forward now for Arsenal, ball at his feet. Arsenal fans getting on their feet. Trossard looks for Eza, first touch again, tackled by Caicedo. We've seen two of those where he takes that first touch to try and tee himself up. Caicedo nips in and wins the ball.
I'd maybe like to see a shot with that first touch.
I agree.
No, he's coming onto it. I think he could use his left foot, just bang it. You know, you're in good form. That for me is that next level for Eze, that confidence, that real arrogant belief that he needs to build. Certainly in a team like Arsenal where you're pushing for the title, you've got to back yourself there. He's had a couple that have come in, he's had that touch, but they're hard balls to control.
Yeah.
I think if you concentrate on the contact, he's capable of hitting the target from the edge of the box there and really making Sanchez work.
And in those situations, mate, you know, particularly with someone like Caicedo, that is his job. The tiny amount of time you're going to get there.
Yeah,
the touch has got to be perfect.
Well, the moment you have the touch, it's almost over because it's just crowded out. There's too many bodies.
Balls run through from the Arsenal half. Eza was looking for a flick round the corner to Gyökeres. Neither of them can control it. It's at the feet of Sanchez. Worry for Chelsea. Cole Palmer is down, sitting down, breathing heavily in the centre circle, and looks like he's going to need a little bit of treatment.
And that's one of those where he just sat down, isn't it? Which is never good.
No, and it's funny, isn't it, Matt? Because he's looked brilliant on the ball as he always does. But you were just making the ball. He's looked physically stronger today and sharper than he has done.
Yeah, he started the game really well. Looks hungry, you know, battling for the ball, shutting down, finding those little pockets of space. But I'm just looking at the replay, and he's literally just sat down on the floor and he's got some kind of problem.
Producer George here has just made a really good point, and actually I saw this in the stat pack ahead of the game. Arsenal, the only goals they're conceding at the moment, Matt, are long-range shots or mistakes that they make where they give the ball away. Declan Rice, didn't he, got tackled recently. Arsenal lost a goal through that. Zubimendi, I think, because he was the one who nearly made the mess here, did that against Manchester United, didn't he? And
He did, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very similar.
Yeah.
Just passing the ball back into David Raya, made the mistake, and it really did cost Arsenal big time, because I think Arsenal were ahead at that point. I think they were 1-0 up, and that brought them back up to 1-1 quite soon after, and never really recovered.
Premier League scorelines to react to on 6:06 this evening. We'll have more reaction from these games at half-time with Steve Crossman as well. Manchester United up to third in the Premier League table, so now above Aston Villa on goal difference. Both teams on 51 points. They beat Crystal Palace by 2-1, 1-0 down in that game. Fulham 2, Spurs 1. Don't miss our commentary Thursday night. We've got all the midweek football, 5 Live, and the Sports Extra stations available on the BBC Sounds app. Thursday night, massive game for Spurs at home against Crystal Palace. West Ham sitting in the bottom 3 on 25 points. Nottingham Forest 27. Spurs at the moment 29 and Leeds 31. We're back underway here. Cole Palmer's just taken a drink on the side of the pitch, waiting to get back into action. Saka's got the ball. He's got 2 blue-shirted players right on top of him. He's done really well to hold on to it for Arsenal. Brighton beat Nottingham Forest by 2-1 in one of the 2 o'clock kickoffs earlier on this afternoon, and it finished Rangers 2, Celtic 2. Joao Pedro onto it for Chelsea. Arsenal gave it away on the halfway line. Palmer's on the pitch and immediately onto the ball. Can't find a way through there. Joao Pedro picks up the running again. Zubimendi goes herring after him. Joao Pedro takes it over to the left wing and then passes back to Hato, and Hato comes back towards the halfway line. So 10 minutes left in the first half. Arsenal leading 1-0. Still Saliba's goal at the moment. Gabriel attacking the Saka corner, heading it back across goal, and Saliba's header going in off the shoulder of Mamadou Sarr. Neto's ball into Palmer. Palmer holds off Rice, had his toes trodden on in the penalty area there, goes hopping away in a little bit of pain. Trossard's got to be careful, edge of his own box, running to trouble here. Caicedo nearly got the ball off him, then Trossard goes down, no free kick, and Declan Rice just gives it the hammer. Might turn into a good ball for Gyökeres this. Gyökeres against Chalobah. And he's into the Chelsea penalty area now on the left, trying to get it on that right foot, twisting left and right, curling shot, blocked by Chalobah, falls to Eze, lays it off to Saka, touch to Timber, dummies the shot, great skills, and then the ball just bobbles away from him and into the arms of Robert Sanchez.
Well, I just don't understand how Trevor Chalobah can allow Gyökeres to turn on this ball and face him up. The moment he has that touch, Gyökeres is going to almost towards the corner flag. You've got to keep him going that way. You can't let him just rest on it, turn up and then drive into the box. He opens the whole pitch up, gets worked out to Timber, who's made a busting run on the right-hand side to get up with play, and never really got the shot off at the far side. But, you know, Gyökeres shouldn't be able to come inside there from that position. You've got to force him back out to the corner flag. It's
Matt Upson with us, 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the BBC World Service. 10 games to go in the title run in the Premier League. Arsenal starting today with a 2-point lead over Manchester City, but leading Chelsea here 1-0. Both teams play at the same time on Wednesday night. Here's Reece James inside the Arsenal half. Enzo, one touch, immediately ships the ball on to Hato, back to Enzo. But Zubimendi's right there, he can't turn, so he passes back to Caicedo, deepest Chelsea player at the moment, but all inside the Arsenal half. Good away record this season, Chelsea, and have scored 25 goals away from home, so Arsenal know the threat. Hincapie's won it off Neto. Gyökeres bursts forward into space. Hincapie doesn't release it. Short pass to Trossard, back to Hincapie. This could still work. Low cross towards the middle of the box, is well blocked by Caicedo, and Hincapie lets it go out and behind for the Arsenal corner. And why wouldn't you let it go for a corner when you're as good at the set pieces as Arsenal?
I was going to say he was never going to try and keep that ball in, just get his body between Caicedo and the ball so he couldn't clear it and allow it to just bounce out for that corner. That is the best outcome for Arsenal at the moment.
Right, on to our feet we get, because that's what all the Arsenal fans are doing in the 6-8. I have to, Matt, yes, thank you. Declan Rice, hands on hips, ready to take the corner. This one from the left-hand side. Eze on the edge of the penalty area, so is Trossard, both unmarked. Always looking for Gabriel. Saliba's in that 6-yard box again. Rice with the right foot low into the near post. Palmer is there. Meaty volley with his right foot, and out it goes for a throw-in to Arsenal. So I think Lowe was deliberate, but not good enough to beat Palmer.
I'm not sure it was deliberate.
Really?
No,
Miscue?
I think a little hold up of the hand there for Declan Rice, as if to say, yeah. an unusually poor corner
Yeah.
coming from that side. They normally bang on the money.
Hincapie's jogging over to take the Arsenal throw. Ballboy gives him the Arsenal towel. Hincapie gives...
That's another one, a new IFAB one as well, isn't it? The throw-ins.
Yes, putting a time limit on throw-ins and goal kicks, like the 8-second one for the goalkeepers once the ball has been played back to them. Rice here to Hincapie, tries to nick it past Santos. It hits Santos in the chest. There's a foul there on Santos. Free kick. Arsenal. Chelsea wanted to get the ball. Hincapie sort of prevented them doing that. Just wonder whether he might get a yellow card here for delaying the restart of the game. Darren England calls him over. Let's have a little look. Chelsea players complaining. I think it might just be a stern talking to,
just
Matt.
a
chat.
But in terms of that clock on the long throw, I mean, the Premier League long throw, I mean, it does delay the rhythm of the game. There's no doubt about it this season. I mean, it has certainly slowed up sections of the game for sure. So whether or not that will have an impact on that, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, loads of new laws, new rules for us to get our heads around, to work out what is going on out there. Eza nods the ball down here inside his own half. Saka's layoff. Zubamendi stretches. The ball spins loose back towards the Arsenal penalty area. Hincapie's got Neto behind him. Turns to his left, clears. Good take on the half volley there from Liam Rossignol, wasn't it?
Well, with the hands.
With the hands, yeah.
I'd like to see him control it with them white trainers on. That would have been nice.
Slippy.
Yeah.
Caicedo. Back he goes here to his goalkeeper, Sanchez. No Arsenal player near him. Straight up the middle of the pitch, low and hard to Palmer. Palmer again. Long, lean legs, get going. Passes to his left to Harto. Chelsea up towards the edge of the Arsenal box. Flick from Enzo, and Palmer slips the ball. Went behind him, and now Arsenal on the break, and Trossard very nearly released Rice. That pass was intercepted. Back it goes to Palmer on the left for Chelsea. Timber in front of him. The overlapping run is made by Enzo Fernandez. He can't get to that pass. It goes behind for the goal kick. 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0.
Well, two poor passes from two players with really high quality with the ball. Trossard, the first one, he's got to clip the ball over the top for Rice. I mean, that's a 3v2 for Arsenal if he just lifts that ball. It's such a poor pass that he allows Caicedo to intercept, and then Palmer at the other end just overhits the ball for the overlapping run. And the game has been a little bit fractured. I mean, it hasn't been a fantastic first half of football, has it, in terms of quality, chances created for either team. You can barely count any, can you? Really?
No, in terms of clear-cut opportunities, which is why set pieces become so important. Arsenal are the masters of those. Top of the Premier League table, win this game, 5 points clear of Manchester City, and that's what they're doing at the moment. But Chelsea will still have their say. Here's Timber on the right, inside the Chelsea half. Zubamendi back to Gabriel. Joao Pedro jogs towards him. Saliba receives it 10 yards inside his own half. Floated high ball down the inside right channel. Headed away by Sarr into no man's land there. Zubamendi jumps. It bounced on the edge of the Chelsea box. Ball falls now in front of Caicedo. Holds his man off. Finds Enzo Fernandez. Lovely stroke of a pass to Cole Palmer. Palmer receives it on the left. Options in the middle. Joao Pedro makes a run. So does Harto. Cole Palmer teasing Arsenal defenders. Back to Santos. Stretch, couldn't quite control it. Saka delivers it from deep and asks Gyökeres to chase hard, and he's got the pace to beat Chalobah to the ball. Now he's running at Chalobah, backpedaling, and the Chelsea defender does well. Oh, and then he slides in, gets the ball though, just inside the penalty area, and has a right shout at Gyökeres sitting down on the floor. Chalobah made the challenge. Referee saw it clearly, said he got the ball. Chalobah thought Gyökeres was trying to buy the penalty.
He didn't quite do enough for the ball, Gyökeres, did he? Just tried to go past him, but not enough.
Here's Neto inside the Arsenal box. That shot is blocked, and behind it goes. That was Hincapie who got in the way for the Chelsea corner. So suddenly livening up at the end of the first half. A couple of minutes to play, plus a bit of added time. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0.
Yeah, it's better, isn't it? Lively game end to end. Both teams having a go at each other. Just looking at the replay of the Gyökeres, taking on Chalobah. He's backing him off into the edge of the 18-yard box. I mean, usually that is ideal territory for a centre-forward, but he doesn't manipulate the ball well enough, and I don't think there's enough in that little response there, is there, from Chalobah? I think Gyökeres trying to win the penalty.
Yeah.
Contact, but...
No, I mean, he toes the ball, and then Gyökeres comes in after and falls over his leg, but that's It's never a penalty,
No.
is it? Whether it features in the simulation game tonight on 606, we'll have to wait and see. Here's Reece James, corner, flicked on, Raya flaps and it hits the roof of the net and goes behind for another corner to Chelsea. So Chelsea looking threatening from the corners too.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell where that was going, to be honest. I mean, I don't think David Raya knew. It was a flick on at the near post. Rice is jostling with Haito, and then Timber's in there. It's a flick off Declan Rice in the end, and it's a really good reaction from David Raya. Top piece of goalkeeping. There's bodies everywhere. I mean, how he frees himself up, that's going in.
Yeah.
That's an own goal. And that is a top-class save. Great piece of goalkeeping.
Absolutely. Rice wrestling at the near post. Came off his shoulder, top of his arm, but he sees that so late, Raya, and just flicks out the right hand.
Yeah.
Declan Rice arguing with Enzo Fernandez because I think Chelsea are asking whether that could be considered a handball. Obviously, VAR will be looking.
He's being held as well, Raya. I mean, he's got a lot longer with that Barnett as well, Ali, isn't he?
He did. Well, that's what I said, didn't
you
I?
liking that?
Yeah, growing the hair out. I think
good, isn't it?
Yeah. Takes me back, Matt, when I used to be able to do that.
What, you're not attempting it now?
No, I can't do it anymore, mate. No chance. No chance. All right. Into added time at the end of the first half. VAR will be having a look. I think they've had a look. It's been cleared. No handball. Brilliant save by David Raya, who made that fabulous scrambling save last weekend as well. A late reaction when the ball nearly got past him, behind him, and back he went to claw it away from the goal line.
Is that what they were looking at? Handball there for Rice for that long?
I think so.
Didn't need that much of a check, did it, really? I thought it was pretty straightforward, that. He's tried to head the ball and it's just hit him on just underneath the shoulder.
Right. Now Darren England explaining the Queensbury rules here to Zubimendi and Mamadou Sarr, exactly what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do off the ball, waiting for the corner to be delivered. I mean, Rice has his arms wrapped all around Hato from that corner. It does come off his left arm and heads towards the Arsenal goal. Yeah. It's been cleared, it's okay. It's another Chelsea corner. We're in added time at the end of the first half. James goes for the same thing, and it's ended up in the back of the net. Hincapié might have got the touch. Chelsea players celebrate jubilantly in front of the travelling fans, and it's a set piece at either end. Late in the first half here, Chelsea have scored. James's corner, exactly the same delivery. Arsenal couldn't deal with it. It's glanced off the head of Hincapié, and Raya couldn't keep this one out. It's a blow in the title race for Arsenal. Arsenal won, Chelsea won.
Well, it's an identical ball into the box as the one we've just seen that hit Declan Rice's arm and forced an outstanding save from David Raya, but the ball comes into the near post area. It's skimmed in and it's in. Hincapié just gets it all wrong. He tries to get up high to head the ball. He jumps late. He throws a lot into it, and in doing that, he doesn't make barely any contact, and it glances off the top of his head, and he just skims it perfectly into the far post. I mean, somebody on the back post may have been able to deal with it if you had a player there. But no one there. Every single Arsenal player is sucked into that initial ball, and nobody's really dropping off, thinking of that second ball possibility, really. And it's an absolute hammer blow right before half-time.
Yep. Arsenal have been Arsenaled. They've been set-pieced by Chelsea, and we're at 1-1. The Premier League game at Stamford Bridge finished 1-1. It finishes 1-1 today, 3-point lead for Arsenal. Manchester City will have the game in hand. Wednesday night, we're at the Amex on 5 Live for full commentary of Brighton Arsenal, which kicks off at 7:30. On Sports Extra that night, you'll be able to listen to Manchester City against Nottingham Forest. So let's see what that does to the atmosphere inside the stadium as well. Still plenty of football to be played. Arsenal have immediately gone on the attack. They've won a throw-in deep in Chelsea territory. Declan Rice is getting a good grip on that ball, and he's going to do that thing of trying to take the sort of angled run to give himself more room to get the required propulsion to get this ball as far as he can into that Chelsea penalty area. 3 minutes of added time gone in the first half. Arsenal pegged back. Rice's throw hangs in the air forever. Little flick from Hato, falls at the feet of Enzo, thumps it away with his right foot. There's Hincapié taking every care to watch the bounce of the ball. Plays it back to Raya. First time, swings it out high towards Gabriel. Cushions a little header here into the edge of the Chelsea area. Trossard barges into Neto to make sure that ball was his. Eza sees Rice in space, 30 yards out inside right channel. Cross comes in, nodded down and away this time by Chelsea. Trossard sticks out a left boot, gets a boot on the ball. High foot, says the referee. Free kick for Chelsea.
I'm not too sure how else he can challenge for that ball, to be honest. I don't think there was any complaints from the Chelsea players.
There's no one anywhere near there.
Mikel Arteta's looking at the fourth official saying, well, what was that? No one was in danger. OK, his foot's high to toe the ball.
Yeah.
But he's not following through and catching anyone. Yeah. He's just trying to get the ball. A very strange decision.
I would say Mikel Arteta aghast at that decision, just still shaking his head. 1-1. So nerves jangling a little here at the Emirates Stadium, but they knew this game wasn't going to be easy. They know the title run-in is not going to be easy. Trossard then tugged back by Neto. Free kick for Arsenal, left-back position, and the half-time whistle blows. So, in terms of clear-cut chances created in the game, we've not seen many of those. That's why the set pieces become so important, and they've scored from one apiece. Arsenal, first of all, Saliba credited with that one, although Gabriel did so much of the work to get on the end of the Saka corner. And then Reece James, it was two corners in a row that were causing problems for Arsenal at the near post. Nkapie's got the touch. Raya couldn't make the save. Matt Upson, it's 1-1.
Yeah, they'll be really disappointed because that delay of the check, I mean, it was relatively long, checking the handball from Declan Rice. It gives them a bit of time, just before half-time to go, right, key part of the game. Let's make sure we're organised. Let's make sure we're well balanced in the box. And it all got a little bit on top of each other. Everyone challenging for that initial ball. No Chelsea player in sight to touch it, and Nkapie skims it into their own net. It's a disaster for Arsenal, really, from a first half that they just ground out and got the lead through their own corner.
Yeah, Arsenal fans here, Steve, trooping past us, heading for the T-bars at half-time. I wouldn't say concerned looks, I would just say stern, focused, intense looks on the faces of the Arsenal fans. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1.
Yeah, it just sort of looked, Matt, that there was almost a little bit of desperation in the defence of that one set piece at the worst possible time, really.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of panic, isn't it? Just a little bit. I'm under the ball. Jumping. Just a misjudgment, really. Yeah. Such a desire and a keenness to want to go and win it, which is great. But if you can't get there, sometimes that touch, that little skim, is worse than if you just leave it. And it's exactly what happened. He flicks the ball and then it's past everyone. But I will say everyone was bunched in that area. I mean, there was no kind of players stepping away from that situation to try and say, right, the ball could drop in here. It was really crowded, and the worst timing ever, going in just before half time. You've worked hard to just develop that lead, and then you've lost it at that point. I think it's a harder place to be in the dressing room at half-time.
Yeah, totally changed the sound of the Emirates. Chelsea yet to have a shot on target in the match, but they are level. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1. We'll be back for second half commentary with Matt Upson and Ali Breeze-Ball. If it stays like this, well, Arsenal's lead at the top will be 3 points, but they'll have played a game more than Manchester City. And remember, they've got to face each other still at the Etihad this season. These are the sounds of the T20 Cricket World Cup, where England know their semi-final opponents. Kevin Howells.
Topsy-turvy game, this one. It was a knockout match in the end, really. Defending champions India win it. The prize is that semi-final against England on Thursday. 196, the target set by the West Indies. A 5-wicket victory with 4 balls remaining. Sanju Samson, glorious batting, and 97 not out of just 50 deliveries, 12 fours and 4 sixes. India's highest successful run chase in the history of the T20 World Cup as well. West Indies bowling a tad too inconsistent. So the semi-finals, South Africa versus New Zealand on Wednesday, England versus India on Thursday.
It's a second half commentary to come from the Emirates. Before that, we'll get reaction to all of the day's big football stories. Michael Carrick is on the way. So is a very interesting interview with Tottenham's Yves Bissouma, all after the news with Richard Foster.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Pentagon says 3 US service members have been killed in action as part of military action against Iran. 5 others were seriously injured. It's after the country's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed in US and Israeli strikes yesterday. The former CIA Director General David Petraeus says the operation used intelligence from as far back as 2009.
We developed the plan to destroy the Iran nuclear program, many features of which are part of this campaign, although obviously the 12-day air campaign used some as well. So there's been decades of work focusing on specific targets, on the missile program, on the other retaliatory means that Iran has, and indeed on the security force leaders, headquarters, and other elements.
British government officials are making plans to evacuate UK citizens from the Middle East. Brits transiting through Dubai and Doha are being advised to stay indoors in a secure location and avoid travelling outside if possible. The Foreign Office is now advising against all but essential travel to Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar and the UAE. Many airlines have suspended flights to and from the Middle East because of the severe restrictions on airspace. Our correspondent Barry Caffrey is at Heathrow Airport.
Airlines have cancelled flights to airports across the region, including Dubai, Tel Aviv and Kuwait. And if we take the three main Middle East airport hubs, Doha, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, usually there would be 2,500 flights a day. That's the equivalent of around 500,000 passengers every 24 hours.
At least 2 tankers have been hit off the coast of Oman as Iran tries to close the Strait of Hormuz. The world's largest container shipping company, Maersk, is suspending all voyages heading through the Suez Canal. They'll be diverted via South Africa instead. The Defence Secretary's told the BBC he won't be mourning the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. John Healey's refused to confirm whether the government supports the US-Israeli strikes, but the Shadow Defence Secretary Dame Priti Patel has criticised the government's response.
Iran is a regime that has sponsored terror around the world. It is the state sponsor, number one state sponsor of terror. But it also threatens our own country, it threatens our military personnel, it threatens our bases around the world. I think it's absolutely astonishing that Keir Starmer did not step up and do much more to be proactive when it came to these strikes that took place.
There's continuing coverage about the military action on the BBC News website and app, the news channel and the live stream on BBC Sounds. One other story this afternoon, and police in Texas say 3 people have been killed and 14 wounded in a shooting at a bar in Austin. The gunman was shot by armed officers. The FBI says the shooting could have been related to terrorism.
6 Music.
Devote your mornings to music. Nick Grimshaw. Let 6 Music deliver us from grey skies with the best sounds in the world. And grace us with some incredible artists. Nima is with us this morning.
It is my favourite record of mine. It's a banger.
As we ascend into the day ahead with music beyond the mainstream. Nick Grimshaw
On BBC
Radio 6 Music. Just say, play 6 Music. This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Half-time, Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1 in the Premier League. Second half commentary to come already today. Tottenham have now lost all of their last 4 Premier League matches and they're only 3 points above the relegation zone after losing 2-1 to Fulham at Craven Cottage. Here's Spurs midfielder Yves Bissouma.
Lost again today. It's not easy, especially for us and for the club. For the situation is really it's not good for everyone. So yeah, we know this is big emergency. We need to reflect how the way we train. We need to change a lot of things. We need to put a lot of effort on the game to try to win games. And but at the moment it's just hard. And we just have to work hard and try to win the next game. That's we know where we are right now, and we just have to work hard to change it. World's not going to change anything. I think we just have to stay humble, be calm, and just work hard.
Yves Bissouma, 08085 909 693. The lines are open. You can get your calls in for 606 to speak to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Steve.
It's good job I'm not presenting it with that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I often do that, Steve. Don't worry.
Oh, I appreciate it. A very big emergency, Yves Bissouma just said. He's not kidding.
Yeah. And he was questioning the way that they train. Is there a lack of intensity with Spurs? Igor Tudor did it, didn't he? The Spurs manager was sort of throwing Thomas Frank under the bus. 100% certain, Igor Tudor said, didn't he, that they would stay up. The short-term specialist coming in as manager. I mean, if you're Spurs fans and you're listening to that Bissouma interview as well, alarm bells ringing, really. I mean, in real danger of going down. So really want to hear from Spurs fans this evening. And another one, Vitor Pereira at Nottingham Forest. How many Premier League games has he lost this season for Wolves and for Forest? He was brought in for that sort of short-term kick. Exactly. And Sean Dyche, I thought that was a very odd sacking. I really did. I'm not just saying that. I want to hear from Forest fans. Manchester United give Michael Carrick the job put him on a 7-year deal, Steve. What do you think? What an incredible job he's done since he's
right. Well, we can hear from both
in.
of them then, Chris. Actually, so we'll get to Michael Carrick in a second. Let's do Vitor Pereira first. So a bit of context: Forest lost 2-1 at Brighton. They're 17th, 2 points above the relegation zone. And for Pereira, it is 3 defeats in his first 4 matches.
We start the game playing in our system, but not controlling the Brighton team, the movements, because, in my opinion, we didn't do the pressing in a proper way to face this team. The timing to press, the trigger to press, and we start to press in the way, individual way, you understand, and open spaces in between the lines, and they scored 2 goals because we didn't organize in the right way our pressing. Second half, different. We adjust the system, we control the game, not conceding nothing, and creating 1 or 2 chances to equalize the game. I felt the team more comfortable in the second half, and this is the future. We need to have 2 systems to face the next games.
All right, so there's Vitor Pereira. Next then, Michael Carrick. Manchester United coming from a goal down to beat Crystal Palace 2-1. They are up to 3rd.
Listen, I didn't think we started the game particularly well. Credit to Crystal Palace for that. I thought they were bright, they were sharp. And then I thought after about 20-25 minutes we kind of got some control in it, finished the half decently enough to sort of going in the right direction, and then second half it's not an easy position, something a little bit different for us, coming off 1-0 down. We said about that at half time about it's how do we deal with it, do we feel sorry for yourself, or do you kind of be positive and take what we've built already, and I thought the boys were fantastic second half to turn the game around against a team that don't give you an awful lot. So it's easy to listen, we'll look at the first 20 minutes and we'll obviously try and improve that, but it's a tough league, good teams, so you're never going to be on top the whole game, and to overcome that is a big step for us today.
Clearly, big turning point in the second half is the award of the penalty and the red card. But does that come about because you were asking so many questions at the start of the second half?
I'd certainly like to think so. I think we were getting in good areas. Was something we wanted to try to do from the start of the game, really, about the penetration through the pitch and the runs, and we never got it as much as we wanted earlier in the game, but as the game progressed I think it was coming into it, and great position to be in. I think you always give the referee something to ask and answer, really, a question to be in that position. So delighted with obviously that, and delighted the way we responded, and delighted how we actually then dealt with playing against the 10 men, because that's not easy either. So I thought there's a lot of good things to take from that we haven't really had to address at certain times yet. The boys made good steps today.
Michael Carrick with Gary Flintoff. What were you chuckling at, Chris?
Well, just everything. Vitor Pereira, I mean, what's just on Nottingham Forest, was Sean Dyche doing that bad a job at Forest? I think, did he not have the highest win percentage under Marinakis? I think Sean Dyche of any Forest manager. I think I'm right in saying that. So that's an odd change. But Michael Carrick, I mean, brilliant job he's done. Really stabilised Manchester United. So how that's going to pan out at the end of the season, Steve, who knows?
This is one that I've just seen, Chris, which will definitely be for 606. And I know you haven't seen the incident, but the quotes are strong, so I better read it to you. Back to Igor Tudor here. He's talking about a decision that went against Tottenham, a goal that was disallowed, very similar to the one that Spurs were also on the wrong end of against Arsenal when Gabriel kind of, some people would say, bought the foul. So this is Tudor talking about an incident with Raul Jimenez and Radu Dragusin. Tudor says it was a foul all my life, but Jimenez disguised it. And then in his press conference, he said, Jimenez was not thinking about the ball. He was thinking how to cheat. He cheated the player. It was pushing. It was cheating. And it's a foul. Very loaded word to use.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but do you know what I think about Igor Tudor?
Go on.
He went in first press conference, really confident. He's this firefighter, as you already mentioned, was it 12 jobs in 11 years, whatever it is, goes in, short-term fix, and then he leaves. He's gone in and then he's seen Tottenham play and Tottenham train, and he probably realises he's made a terrible decision.
It's quite a sad firefighter, isn't he? He sort of Isn't
But he is at the
they're not
minute.
up for it, are they? Do you know what I mean? It's very, yeah.
Well, the short-term fix isn't quite working. If that was his sort of remit to come in. I mean, it's so tight at the bottom, isn't it? You know, West Ham and Forest and Tottenham are. I mean, they are banging trouble, so he needs to turn things around really quickly.
Two more quick things for you. Firstly, Chris, Old Firm reflections, Rangers 2, Celtic 2.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, of course. We had full commentary, Chris.
It was the maddest game. It was the maddest game ever, wasn't it? I mean,
what a
have
goal.
you ever seen... well, Chimiti's is nearly as good as my chip for Celtic against Rangers in the green and whitewash season. Almost as good. A brilliant goal from Chimiti, who was much maligned when he was brought in, couldn't score goals and getting flack off the Rangers fans, his own fan base, and now he's a big game player for them. But then second half, Martin O'Neill made the changes, brought Rio Hatate on and Tanetki on the left-hand side, and Hatate changed the game from 2 down. Celtic totally dominated the second half, but it all plays into Hearts' hands, doesn't it? And it's a four-way title race up north. I mean, absolutely fascinating. But Rangers fans, how do you feel 2 up and you blew it, really? That would have felt like a defeat for Rangers, and Celtic hanging on in there under Martin O'Neill.
And have you seen the Harry Maguire contender for the simulation game?
Oh, yeah, he's got to be
in trouble.
That was pathetic, wasn't it? It was absolute. Come on, Harry, you're better than that. He's won already.
08085 909 693. Cheers, Chris.
Cheers.
Chris up with Robbie Savage 606. Once we're done at the Emirates and we're ready for second half commentary with Matt Upson and Ali Bruce-Ball.
Cole Palmer certainly ready to go for Chelsea. A few casual, cool, keepy-uppies on the centre spot. Very noticeable. Chelsea out the tunnel first, gathered around the centre circle again, just like they did at the start of the first half. Real focus, intent, team bonding, little chat ahead of this second half. Arsenal followed them out of the tunnel. George was telling me, actually, Matt, that Mikel Arteta's changed a couple of things in the stadium recently. Taken away the roof of the tunnel. You know, there used to be that sort of fold-away tarpaulin, just so that the atmosphere can sort of get to them a little bit more, those encouraging shouts as they come out at the start of the game, start of the second half. But also, apparently, TVs in the concourses going off at half-time early, get the fans back in here, need you right from the start of the second half.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, who was I listening to that? I think it was John Murray. I was listening to him
making sense
about how slow people were getting back to their seats. And like you say, if you take it away, take the entertainment away, then people will come to the seat a bit earlier.
I think John's view would be, if you're paying good money for a ticket, why would you be wasting it?
He was referencing the cost of the ticket.
Exactly.
So,
Right, we're back underway, second half. Chelsea in the blue shirts, blue shorts, white socks, defending the goal at the clock end away to our right. Thumping, sliding challenge from Zubimendi. Comes in on Santos. Assistant referee says last touch was off the Chelsea man, so that will be an Arsenal throw. Manchester City have asked the question yesterday by winning at Leeds without Erling Haaland. Tough game for them. Brought them to within 2 points of Arsenal. Chelsea are now asking Arsenal the question today. Arsenal got in front, and Chelsea have pegged them back with their own set piece just before half-time. And I was giving Matt the stat off-air just before we came back for the start of the second half. Arsenal, so we're in a winning position in this game. In their last 6 Premier League games, have dropped 7 points from winning positions. In the first 22 games of the season, they only dropped 2. And you can make, any sort of story from any sort of stat, whatever you want to say. You've actually just got to judge it, Matt, haven't you, with your eye in terms of the performance and what you're seeing from Arsenal. I think this second half, in terms of just handling the pressure, is going to be really revealing, isn't it?
I think so. And I think, you start to then say, well, how many players are operating 7 out of 10 and above? And in comparison to the first half of the season, I don't think the performance level individually is there. Therefore, as a team, you're going to suffer a little bit more. And it's just about refocusing, getting back to basics, about what was I doing well earlier on in the season, why was it getting success, and just trying to fall back on that. I think, the impact of players like Saka, like Rice, like, key top players, just getting back to that, world-class performance level consistently. I mean, it's not easy, is it, over this period of time? And that's why you come to this stage of the season and it really does start to hit you.
Eza gets on the ball in his bright yellow boots on the halfway line. Little nudge in the back from Caicedo. Whistle blows, that will be a free kick. Raya in goal. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, who was the unfortunate scorer of the own goal that gave Chelsea their equaliser just before half-time. Zubimendi and Rice, Saka, Eza, Trossard, Gyökeres, but loads of attacking threat on the Arsenal bench because Havertz is back fit. Former Chelsea man Madueke is there as well. Martinelli and Jesus. That could have a big say in this game. Chelsea, Sanchez in goal. James, the 20-year-old Mamadou Sarr alongside Trevor Chalobah and Jarell Hato at left back. Caicedo, Santos, Palmer, Enzo, Neto and Joao Pedro. 3 minutes gone second half. Goal kick for Chelsea. Inside his 6-yard box is Sanchez. Sweeps it out low to his left to Sarr. Now Hato, can't see an option forward. Back to Sarr, under pressure. Floats it down the left-hand touchline. Joao Pedro's got to try and hold it up for Chelsea. Ball gets away from him. Saka's bundled off it by Caicedo, who's penalised again. Beg your pardon, Hato with the challenge. Free kick for Arsenal.
But that's all come from Chelsea trying to play out at the back and then spinning a little ball down the line. Pressure on the Joao Pedro touch from Saliba. It bumps into Saka. Arsenal now win a free kick, dangerous area. Every time Chelsea have had that ball from Sanchez and he's played short into players inside the 18-yard box, they've looked vulnerable to me.
And when you've got Joao Pedro, who I think one of his strengths is holding off defenders, holding the ball up, why would you not go
I agree. I think
longer? Not always, but
certainly at certain times and stages, right at the start of the second half, it's a vulnerable period for conceding generally. That for me is a time where you just play a bit more percentage-based football and play safe.
Right, free kick Arsenal, 4 minutes gone in the second half. 5 Live BBC Sounds and the BBC World Service. Tense moments, particularly for the Arsenal fans. Eza tries to slide one through to Saka. Chelsea shut the space down and intercept. Rice passes it back to Eza. Chelsea still defending on the edge of their penalty area. Saliba to Eza again, wide on the right for Arsenal. Saka's got his back to goal, turns away from Hato. Those two are shoulder to shoulder. Saka's going to shoot. It hits the back of Gyökeres's leg. Sanchez comes out, palms it away. It's a lobbed effort here, and Sanchez just walks back towards his goal line, makes a very easy catch, and there's an Arsenal player down inside the penalty area. It is Jurrien Timber who was making the forward run, who's taken a whack in the back.
Was a little bit fortunate in terms of how that ball ricocheted into the area, but Timber, who does find himself in goal scoring positions quite a lot, scored here, got in the box against Manchester United and scored the first goal, and is not afraid to run into the box, nearly gets there ahead of Sanchez, who does actually really well to come out and contact the ball and then smashes into Timber and absolutely takes him out.
Well, actually, I would say credit to Timber there, because part of the reason he got hurt, he's actually trying to avoid hurting Sanchez, so trying to twist his body in mid-air, meant he landed awkwardly. Anyway, the game is back underway. Chelsea attacking. Enzo Fernandez shoots low. Raya makes the save, low down to his right. The ball spins along the dead ball line. Palmer lets it go out for the Chelsea corner. They scored from run right at the end of the first half. Arsenal won, Chelsea won.
First real opportunity out of absolutely nowhere. Ball just gets one and then turned into midfield. Fernandez onto it, hits it with his right foot. It's probably going in the bottom corner. Not too much power on the shot. Fizzes along the turf, and Raya gets down with his right hand and just palms it away.
There's been a little Chelsea huddle there. Little team meeting before this corner was taken. Reece James, the captain, part of it. He is the corner taker, and they scored, as I say, from a corner that came in from the left into that area at the near post when all the Arsenal defenders got sucked in. No one at the far post. Hincapié got the touch and then ended up going beyond David Raya. Let's see what Chelsea can do with this one. James's delivery again. Raya this time comes to the near post, punches it away, and that is given as another Chelsea corner. And Joao Pedro has taken a whack in the side of the head, so he's going to need some treatment. The Arsenal players think he's making a bit of a meal of that. Hincapié's encouraging him to get up and get on with the game.
Raya comes again through bodies. It's a good solid punch. He does catch Joao Pedro on top of the head. I'm not too sure how painful that is.
Glancing blow,
it's
Matt.
A glancing skim, isn't it? But the majority of the contact on the ball was from Joao Pedro's head.
One of the discussion points, certainly in the last week or two, about these set pieces as well, the long throws in the corners, is how many players are now in that 6-yard line. That is a bum fight in there. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's chaos.
Yeah.
It's utter chaos. Arsenal do it as well as anyone. Brentford do it ridiculously well. Just running around the goalkeeper. But they're not coping too well with this near-post delivery, are they, Arsenal? They're struggling with it. It's the third one that's gone in there. And I fully expect this one to go in there from Reece James as well.
Reece James, corner coming in from the left-hand side. If they score again, that will put the cat amongst the pigeons in the title race. Near post, flick on, headed towards goal. Ryan makes the save. Chance for Chelsea. Arsenal's keeper playing an important part there, runs out to the edge of the box, wants to get this ball away quickly, he slings it out over on the referee, could have played advantage there. Ryan was fouled about 2 or 3 times, and eventually the referee, after he threw the ball out and Arsenal were away down the left, has pulled it back. That's a shame.
Poor from Darren England, really. He's done okay in the game, but he makes a poor call there. He's got to wait and see where that ball goes. It was releasing Trossard, he was off and away, and in the end Arsenal get penalised, but they're not coping with that corner rally. That near post set play from Reece James is causing all sorts of bother. Arsenal can't get to grips with it.
I think we've got a really intriguing, intense half an hour or so, more than that in fact. Only 8 minutes gone in the second half here at the Emirates Stadium. Just feel that tension building at the moment. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1.
What are the chances of this game being decided by a corner?
Or a VAR decision?
I'm telling you, it's got that written all over it, this game. It really has. There's not a lot of open play creativity. Either team barely working the goalkeeper. But
let's win a corner.
You get a corner and it's all happening.
08085 909 693 is the number to dial for 606. The lines are open. Get your calls in now. I think it's going to be a busy one tonight. Gabriel Martinelli is ready to get on the field for Arsenal. So positive intent from the Arsenal manager. He's got plenty of armoury on that bench for the Gunners, and they need something. They need to get themselves back in front. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1 in terms of stretching that lead again to 5 points at the top of the table. Sarr's clearance intercepted. Gyökeres receives it. Thought about the back heel to Saka, holds on to it, now finds Zubimendi. Trossard on the turn, shoot, they scream, the Arsenal fans around us, and Trossard trying to get in position to do that, couldn't do so, off balance, and Reece James has cleared it.
I cannot believe it's come from exactly the same instance of Chelsea playing out again. I don't know why they want the ball in their own corner flag. I really don't understand it. Sanchez looks so unsure to me as to whether or not he should go long or play it short. Every time it goes short, Arsenal turn it over, and they very nearly paid the price there, Chelsea. Good chance for Arsenal.
Now, the irate howls you heard in the background there. Chelsea came on the counter. João Pedro was challenged by Saliba. He's been given the free kick, and the Arsenal fans were not happy with that decision. Early change in the second half. This comes 10 minutes into the second half. Martinelli will replace Trossard on the left-hand side. So that is the first roll of the dice from the Arsenal manager, Mikel Arteta. I mean, Martinelli has been scoring goals this season. Only one, though, has come in the Premier League. He scored against 6 different opponents in the Champions League. 4 goals in the FA Cup as well, the hat-trick against Portsmouth. But he just offers something slightly different for Arsenal.
I mean, Trossard's been a little bit quiet, hasn't he? So Saka, in fairness, but Martinelli does bring a bit of energy, that directness, that running ability that he has. Trossard doesn't have that same kind of pace and power in terms of straight line running as what Martinelli brings, and also the pressure. He really does press the ball well, Martinelli, when he goes.
Match of the day, BBC One, 10:30 tonight for all the action from yesterday and today. All the other games at 2 o'clock finished 2-1 to the home team this afternoon. This one is 1-1, and Neto is dribbling and running towards Hincapié. Back to James. Great cross in towards the far post, and Palmer stuck out a left foot, didn't make contact, is lying flat on his face in the 6-yard box, and knows that was a great chance to give Chelsea the lead.
What a chance, what a ball this is from Reece James. Whipped first time, right foot. João Pedro making the run across the face. He's the one that gets the flick. And then Palmer, whether or not I think the flick makes it hard for him, doesn't it? Because he's then got to adjust. And he's arriving at the back post. He can't quite get there, but great move from Chelsea.
That delivery from the right, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's Reece James, it's David Beckham. You cannot defend that.
No, it was top.
It's so good, that, at pace.
If there's movement in the box like Chelsea had, you're really struggling as a defender.
Chelsea growing into this game, enjoying making it awkward for Arsenal, and we're focused so much on the title race. Got to remember, Chelsea sitting 6th in the Premier League table, pretty certain that top 5 is going to get you Champions League next season. Chelsea playing in that competition this season, of course, but missed it the 2 seasons before. They have got masses to play for in this game. Add to the fact it's a London derby as well, and they've not beaten Arsenal in the last 10 games. So it's not just all about Arsenal, but in terms of the title race, that's the story. Here's Chalobah across to James. James under pressure, closed down by Martinelli. Chalobah back to Sanchez. Martinelli comes speeding towards him. Sanchez hurriedly clears, headed infield towards Rice. Leaps elegantly, glances ahead of forward, but Chalobah controls. Side foots a pass to Enzo Fernandez. Palmer's making the run through the middle, but Fernandes lays it off to his right. Neto was half clipped there, was able to keep going. Joao Pedro on the ball, driving at the Arsenal penalty area. To his left to Hato. Cross deflected and it's behind for another Chelsea corner, 1-1.
Arsenal firmly on the back foot last 5 minutes of this game, struggling to get a hold of the ball. Chelsea looking a bit more confidence, a bit more spring in their step. They're finding the passes, getting it wide. They've got movement in the box, and Arsenal have got to really step it up here.
3 wins in the last 8 Premier League games for Arsenal, 13 points from those games. Manchester City have won their last 4. They've taken 17 points from the last 8 games. They are there. They are looming. That is what Arsenal are trying to deal with. But Chelsea are what they've got to deal with right here, right now. And another Chelsea corner. Reece James will deliver from the left again. This one's a little bit deeper. Raya does well there. Leaps in amongst the bodies, catches it cleanly. Saka was trying to get away. Caught by Cole Palmer on the edge of the box. Another advantage could have been played there. But Darren England decides to stop the game, and the yellow card must be for Palmer. Yeah, it's Cole Palmer who gets the yellow card, who stops Saka getting away. But again, I think Darren England could have played on.
Well, the trouble is Timber has made a run. He clearly fouled Saka. It's a yellow card from Palmer. But Timber had then got on his bike, and he'd gone past Saka, and he was through into a space where Chelsea were wide open. The ball got put to Martinelli. He could have then spun it into the space, and Timber was in. I mean, it hasn't gone down well here at the Emirates, that decision. I understand it's a yellow card for Palmer, but wait and see and then book him at the next break of play.
Frustration growing on the Arsenal bench. Mikel Arteta is eyeball to eyeball with 4th official Thomas
He's saying
Bramall.
it's twice.
Yeah, that's the point he's making, isn't it? And it's true. It is true.
No, he's right.
Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1. One more yellow card for Arteta. That's a touchline ban, by the way. So he's got to be a little
Not
bit
2.
careful. No, exactly.
Just 1.
Ball in, looking for Martinelli. Can't find him. I think Chelsea really believe, here. Neto.
It feels that way.
Again, building up the speed, or fancy taking on Declan Rice on the outside. Actually chops in here, then slips, but manages to get the pass to Joao Pedro. Dummies the shot with his left foot, twisting and turning, making space. Hits it. Well off target, balloons it high and wide to the left of Raya's right-hand post. Goal kick for Arsenal. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1, half an hour to play.
We've seen a few slip today, haven't we?
Yeah.
In the first half, there was 2 or 3 really quite noticeable slips. Another one there from Neto. We've had a lot of rain. I mean, the pitch looks in good nick and the ball's zipping about on it, but whether or not it's a little bit different underfoot, but at the moment, Chelsea are looking on top in this game, and it's concerning for Arsenal.
Saka on the right. Mamadou Sarr, first Premier League start for Chelsea, playing on the left-hand side of that defence.
He's done okay. Now,
I think he's done all right,
The biggest compliment, like I say, we haven't really mentioned him much. He's just slotted in, done the simple things well, done his job up to now. He's coped, and maybe that's another aspect of have Arsenal thrown enough in that area to really test him.
Yeah,
I think you'd have to step back and say there hasn't been enough from Arsenal really trying to pull the Chelsea back 4 out of position.
Fair to say Liam Rossini is a massive fan of Mamadou Sarr as well. Really good piece about him and his relationship with Rossini on the BBC Sport website. Now Palmer's nicked it off Saliba, and suddenly he's on a dribble. Zubimendi comes in with a challenge. Declan Rice is back there as well. Panic stations for Arsenal for a second. Arteta turns away in frustration, just raises his eyes to the heavens, and Arsenal have conceded another corner. They're playing with fire here.
Yeah, it's concerning because the ball's coming in, and that near post corner from Chelsea is well organised, and Arsenal were struggling, but Saliba just dwelling on the ball there. Palmer pressed him really well, nicked the ball off him, and it just looks a little bit like they're lacking a bit of direction and idea at the moment, Arsenal. There's not enough movement off the ball, there's not enough players really making themselves available to receive it.
No Ødegaard to come off the bench today either, to try and sort of take control.
Or Marino. Those type of players are key in this situation.
That's right. Reece James with the corner from the left in towards that near post area, headed away back towards James. They want another corner, they're not going to get it. It's a goal kick. We're into the last half hour of the game. 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the World Service. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1. All the Premier League football midweek you'll be able to listen to. Radio commentaries on 5 Live. And the Sports Extra channels all available via the BBC Sounds app. Tuesday night, 8:15 on 5 Live is Wolves-Liverpool. Wednesday night, the big 2 games in terms of the title race. Brighton Arsenal on 5 Live. Manchester City, Nottingham Forest will be in full-on Sports Extra. Spurs Palace is a massive one on Thursday as well. Right, you can hear the frustration from the Arsenal fans. Saliba's got the ball at his feet, and he's had it inside his own half for 7-8 seconds there. They want him to do something with it. He needs options here. Saliba plays to his right to Timber. Timber back to Saliba.
I thought he got the wrong side of Palmer then, could have just driven Timber. He'd done the little shimmy, right, driving the space, and it's just lacking a bit of aggression, this performance at the moment from Arsenal. It's gone a bit flat. They've got to drive the tempo.
Here's Martinelli, gets on the ball, but not really where Arsenal want him, because he's 10 yards inside the Chelsea half and all the players ahead of him here. He passes to his left to Rice over on the wing, and Rice is sort of imploring players to get into space, and then he looked like he was hobbling ever so slightly there. Plays back to Gabriel. Gabriel slides it through to Gyökeres, who's got away from Reece James, tangling with James. James does well, and Gyökeres pulls him back, and that is going to be a free kick for Chelsea, and that's right in front of that corner of Chelsea fans diagonally away to our right. You can just see them burst into spontaneous applause.
He's had a good afternoon, Reece James. He's played pretty well. I mean, just that muscle Gyökeres there. Got a lot of experience, hasn't he? But his delivery, set pieces, corners, crosses into the box have been at a really high level. But here's Sanchez with the ball at his feet, and he's going short again.
Short to Santos, closed down by Zubimendi, plays it to his right-hand side. Chalobah clears high up towards Joao Pedro, heads it to his right. Neto keeps it in play. Clever header, almost down to himself. Gabriel hoiks it away with his left foot.
There's nothing wrong with that, is there? No. Going, I mean, they look good like that. I think the second balls that have dropped in midfield, Chelsea have really got after it. They've landed on probably the higher percentage than what Arsenal have. So going long into Joao Pedro, even if he doesn't get a hold of it, they're picking up a lot of that loose ball, and then you're playing in and around the halfway line. If you make a mistake or turn the ball over, it's not terminal at that point. In your own 18-yard box, it's a problem.
Former Arsenal and England defender Matt Upson with his thoughts here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Foul on Timber, Harto tripped him, that'll be a yellow card, but it'll also be a free kick for Arsenal in a position they will feel they can profit from. Inside right channel, 30 yards from goal. Gabriel starts rumbling forward, and in fact before he gets into the penalty area, he's coming over to have a word. What's the plan? What are we going to do with this? Hanging in there at the moment, Arsenal, but they always have these in the locker.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be an in-swinger or an out-swinger, but also with Harto on that yellow card, for me, is get the ball out to Saka as early as possible. Let him have a bit of space, bit of build-up, and just drive at him. Keep committing him. He's on a booking. It's an area that Arsenal have to try and exploit, and Saka especially has the ability to go past anyone 1v1.
We've got 25 minutes to play in the game. It's 1-1 between Arsenal and Chelsea. Tense moments, big moments. Free kick Arsenal. Declan Rice will take it from the right with his right foot. A lot of pace towards Sanchez, comes towards it. The ball spins up in the air. Who got the last touch on that? And it's going to be a corner for Arsenal, which is exactly what they want. Chalobah threw himself in there, brave defending.
As I say, I couldn't see who headed that, but it was Chalobah, and that's a brilliant piece of defending, I must say. Or was it Sanchez? I think it's Sanchez with the punch, actually. When I see either way, both of them were really committed to that ball. It was a dangerous ball into the box.
Slightly braver from the defender. He's got to go with his head.
Yeah.
Sanchez has got two fists in front of his face that,
can punch your head off.
Exactly. Declan Rice will take the corner. This game has been all about the corners so far.
Are you a fan of that?
I don't mind it. Don't mind a well-worked set.
I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it.
Declan Rice will take this one from the left. Zipped in, headed down, Timber! Scores for Arsenal! 4 yards out, the stadium explodes with noise. Arsenal get themselves back in front. If they win the game, they're 5 points clear at the top of the table, and you can sense the relief washing around the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1.
Well, Chelsea players and Robert Sanchez straight over to the referee. He's got to be careful here. He's not going to get a booking for how he's demonstrating, and all the referee will be saying is it will be checked, which I'm sure it will. What a melee. I mean, we called it about this game being decided with another set play. It's just felt like that all afternoon. It's been the match of the corner. That is basically this game. There's not been much open play, enjoyment or either team benefiting, but the set pieces have been so key. And Arsenal this time whip it right into the danger area. Saliba's static, holding a player. I can't see anything wrong at this moment. And it's just Timber arriving there. Chelsea don't deal with it. There's not enough players really competing for the ball. Sanchez is all over the place. He tries to look like he's been shoved. I've no clue.
What are Chelsea complaining about?
I've no clue. No one touches him.
Goal. VAR have had a look there. I thought Timber was the one who was being held back and still does well to get the touch.
Sanchez is complaining like you wouldn't believe to the referee. I think it's because he knows he's just been done, to be honest. He's gone forwards as if he's going to deal with the ball, and when he realises he can't get there, it's like he's just fallen to the floor and then appealing for a foul.
Yeah, that's what VAR were looking at. I can see it here on the Premier League app. Pedro Neto booked for his complaints. Jurrien Timber with the goal. They were checking the goal for a possible foul. You can have a look yourselves. Match of the day, BBC One at 10:30. But the crucial thing is that Arsenal are back in front, and as it stands, going 5 points clear at the top of the table. And they survived a seriously rocky patch in the first 20 minutes of this second half. Ezza's now fouled.
Yeah.
Chelsea are losing their heads. And the Arsenal fans are right on top of it again.
Yeah, I think the Arsenal players are saying to the referees, well, I mean, it's Caicedo with the foul, and it's quite I say cynical, he just catches him, but he's totting up the fouls now, Caicedo, in the middle of the park. I wouldn't be surprised if the next one's a yellow card, but, you know, Robert Sanchez is not particularly down. I mean, in the first leg of semi-final, he had a poor moment in the first corner that Arsenal scored to go 1-0 up at Stamford Bridge, and again here on this one he's really struggled with it.
Stadium's buzzing again. Saka's got the ball at his feet, trying to work it through to Timber. Tackle is made. Joao Pedro on the turn, whips it away. Neto's got the pace. Rice won't get there. Yes, he will. Eats up the ground. Declan Rice overhits the back pass. Raya can't keep it in. I'll tell you what, that's an incredibly acrobatic attempt from Raya to keep that in. But if he gets a foot on that, he's 10 yards out of his goal. The ball could have gone loose in the penalty. Why is he trying to touch that? Just let it go.
Yeah, Rice won't get there. Have you not seen the horse gallop? Ali,
I can hear the hooves.
When he opens his legs, he gets there.
But
trust
Neto's
me.
quick.
Yeah, no, he is quick. But Declan Rice, when he gets going, he's got that big stride, hasn't he? He just chews up the ground, and then
the thoroughbred.
The back pass, just was very dicey, and Raya had no chance.
Neto with the corner into the near post. Easy one for Arsenal to head away. They're leading Chelsea by 2-1, and now it's Martinelli. Full gas, trying to get away down the left-hand side up against Neto. Martinelli's the fresher player, still going. Neto slides in, he's on a yellow card. He's going to have to go. Play continues. No, he stopped play. Pedro Neto is sent off for the lunging, sliding tackle that caught Gabriel Martinelli. He has cost his team big time there. They are 2-1 down in the game. The first yellow card for the complaints about the goal that put Arsenal in front, and then I guess he felt that was all he could do. Martinelli was getting away. He continues to complain here, and incredibly, that is the 7th red card for a Chelsea player in the Premier League this season. Their discipline lets them down dreadfully.
Yeah, it's shocking, and he's still talking to the referee. He needs to step away. I mean, Liam Rossigna has sat straight back down on his bench, got a notepad and pen out, and when you see the tackle, I mean, it's a great race between the two. What's he doing? He doesn't need to tackle. He's on the touchline. He's quick enough to react. If Martinelli wants to knock that ball down the channel, he's got the space, he's got the pace to deal with it. Why are you flying in there? He's nowhere near the ball. It's reckless. I don't think the referee has much choice, but he could allow play on again.
Yeah, again.
And send him off once the ball is out of play. Martinelli gets up from the tackle and driving into the 18-yard box is another opportunity that the referee's pulled back from Arsenal.
20 minutes to play. Arsenal now up against 10 men, and they lead Chelsea by 2-1, and they've got the free kick coming. Neto is making his way behind the goal away to our right. He's gone past the Chelsea fans, and now he is getting serenaded by Arsenal fans twirling their scarves, and he's not even going round the pitch now. He's cutting the corner. He doesn't want any of that. David Raya has hurt himself, meanwhile, away to our left. He's been flat on his back receiving treatment. And George, and I'm sure he's right here, he might have hurt himself trying to get to that Declan Rice back pass because he threw himself and went for the high kick. It is all going on here.
Yeah, it's all happening. And I will say the impact of Martinelli, because we said as soon as he comes on, that direct running, that straight line pace that he has is far more dynamic than what Trossard. Trossard's a better footballer with the ball, but Martinelli can run.
Pedro Neto now is in the face of Thomas Bramall, and the Chelsea backroom staff quite sensibly are dragging him away. He's already got a red card. He doesn't need a further ban. Chelsea have had 7 in the Premier League this season. That's 9 in total in all competitions, all to different players. The Premier League record, by the way, is 9. I checked that before. I mean, Chelsea will break that this season if they keep going like that.
It's a problem. And it's costing them because, you know, before that second goal from Arsenal, they're banging control of the game. Yeah. Chelsea, you look at it and think, well, I'm backing them as probably favourites to win this match at that moment.
Right. Arsenal are going to try and close it out against the 10 men of Chelsea. Eza floats onto the far post. Gabriel heads it back across goal. Referee spots a foul in there from Gabriel to get rid of the attentions of Fernandes, to get himself in position to head the ball across goal. And do you know what, Matt? I mean, all the goals, obviously, they've been set-piece goals this afternoon. I think Arsenal's detractors and people who aren't fans of Arsenal and possibly don't want to see them win this Premier League title will have a go at them for being set-piece.
Yeah,
I think Arsenal fans will not care.
No. You win a Premier League by whatever means you need to, and this is the way Arsenal are hoping to achieve it. Is it the greatest spectacle of a game? Probably not.
Not today.
And in terms of an advertisement for the Premier League on a whole, but it's great that changes season to season, isn't it? And I think it makes it so interesting.
Yeah. Gyökeres on the dribble has overrun it, tackled easily here by Chalobah just inside the Chelsea penalty area. So Chelsea down to 10. What have we got left? 17 minutes to go, trailing 2-1, and they've lost it just outside their own penalty area. Gyökeres to Saka. Challenge from Hato, shoulder to shoulder. I think that was a fair challenge, actually. The referee's got a good view, says no penalty.
Looked good to me, shoulder to shoulder. He's done well, Hato.
Yeah.
Actually, to cope with Saka. He's only young, isn't he? Hato? 19.
I nearly went, no.
Yeah. he's done well. So you've got two 19-year-olds because Sarr's young as well.
He's 20. Mamadou Sarr, yeah.
So two young players on this left-hand side for Chelsea. You know, what a young back four. And they've coped well with the likes of Saka and Timber going forwards.
So as it stands, Arsenal going 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Arsenal and Manchester City both back in action on Wednesday night. Hincapié this time speeding down the left-hand side. Low cross intercepted by Chalobah. It was looking for Gyökeres. Chelsea will try and play out. Caicedo with his right foot. And of course, first Premier League game between these two this season. Caicedo, red card. Actually finished 1-1.
Yeah.
Chelsea did well in that game.
He slipped there, João Pedro. The referee's now getting a yellow card out for Gabriel. I mean, not too sure about that. There's been some tricky moments for Darren England in this game. Another slip, though. A slip from Gabriel initially. Perhaps it's a bit of a grab of the shirt, in fairness, but I think it's more like Caicedo, the totting up of fouls. He's had a lot in this game, hasn't he, Gabriel?
That costs you a point in fantasy football as well, Max.
Does it?
That's not good news now.
So is he wiped out all his good work from the
Well, not all of his
assist?
good work, but it just, you know...
What's an assist then?
3 points.
3 points, there you go.
Yeah. Right, double change made by Chelsea. Santos, one of the players to come off. Malo Gusto and Romeo Lavia have come on, and Jarell Hato, the left-back, has come off as well. And Arsenal are going to use this opportunity to make a double change of their own. Former Chelsea man, won the Champions League for them, of course, with his goal against Manchester City in 2021. Kai Havertz has scored against Chelsea this season in the second leg of that League Cup semi-final. He will come on for Victor Gyökeres, and Declan Rice, the horse, is getting a rest, a well-earned rest, and he gets a big old high five from Mikel Arteta and says, just take yourself off to the paddock, have a little graze.
I can't believe you didn't back him to win that race.
Terrible, shocking for me.
Come on.
I know. Lines are open for 6:06. Robbie Savage, Chris Sutton waiting to take the calls. It'll be a great show tonight. 08085 909 693. Rangers 2, Celtic 2 it finished. Again, an absolute blockbuster of a game. Had full commentary of that, first commentary game of the day here on 5 Live. Blimey, Sanchez left that late.
Are you edgy every time the ball's at his feet? It's most times I watch him in terms of having to have that ball there. It's not an area of the game that I think he's particularly comfortable with, and whether to stick with it and keep trying to play that way while he's in that position, I think it's difficult for Chelsea.
Martinelli again using that pace to get away down the left. Chalobah's got it covered, gave Reece James the shout, and then just holds Martinelli off and lets it go behind for the goal kick. We should say as well, we say this too often, it's really good to see Romeo Lavia back out there. Terrible injury problems that he has had throughout his career so far. Only 22 years old. This is his first appearance since early November when he played against Qarabag away in the Champions League and went off with a thigh injury. Poor clearance from Sanchez. Saka's header nearly found Havertz. That could have killed the game. Sanchez is very grateful to grab it on the back. He's jittery, and it makes the whole back four jittery.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's lost a bit of focus in this game now. The second goal, and the mistakes with the ball. It's been quite a high number of instances where it's been really shaky. And not for the first time against Arsenal. Like I said, the game away at Stamford Bridge, I'd say you could definitely say that was a problem for him as well. Yeah. So maybe it's the way that Arsenal do press and get after the ball and obviously pepper you with corners. It's not easy for goalkeepers, no doubt, but he doesn't appear to particularly like it.
Philip Jorgensen is fit again, on the bench again. Always an option for Liam Rosenior if he wants to go that way. Still 2-1 Arsenal, 13 minutes to play. Chelsea will still have a go with 10 men. I'll tell you what, the classifieds on Sunday in the Premier League will be interesting today. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Fulham 2, Spurs 1. Manchester United 2, Palace 1. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. There'll be some stat about that. You know, when was the last time in the top flight that every home win? Yeah. Someone will already be working that one out. Chelsea are going to try and make it 2-2. Cole Palmer stretches. Can't get onto that Joao Pedro pass. Cleared away here by Gabriel. Chested down by Kai Havertz. And while the lead is just one goal, there is still unease in this stadium. Free kick given against Chelsea. Now Enzo Fernandez is going to get booked. He bounces the ball, infuriate the decision, and Chelsea again are in danger here of losing it. And Reece James, the skipper, might have to step in and just try and calm his team down a little. Because they're only one goal behind.
It's really ill-disciplined, I must say, and that they are. It does appear to be getting to them now. So the reactions, they're just losing their cool. Now, is it a foul? I'm not sure it is, to be honest. I mean, the numbers of fouls from Caicedo, they're really totting up, aren't they? I mean, he kicks through the back, but it looks like he gets a fair old piece of the ball. Okay, he might wipe out the player as well. It was Havertz, wasn't it? He just kicked through him. But you cannot react like that and get a yellow card, because the trouble is you end up reacting like without thinking you're already on a yellow as well. So all of a sudden you're getting sent off for something like that, which is poor.
12 minutes plus added time remaining here. Eza stretches, tries to get the ball to Timber on the right. Lavia throws himself into the challenge. Gusto plays a pass without looking, gave it to Havertz. Arsenal are onto it, looking for the third to kill the game. Lovely first time ball from Saka. Eza on the left foot, Sanchez down well. Zubamendi on the rebound, slips as he shoots, can't get it on target, behind for the goal kick. That was good work from Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, that's what he brings. He brings the ability to get to balls that a lot of goalkeepers can't, because he's so athletic. His reaction's great. Top play from Arsenal. They quickly pounce on the turnover, slips it into Eze, tries to find the far corner with his left foot and bending it into that far, so it goes through the legs of Chalobah as well. It's a smart save, down really low with his right hand.
Yeah. It's a perfect term to describe it, Matt. That could be one for the glossary, you know, on the commentator's view. A smart save.
Yeah. It was a smart save.
Smart meaning sharp, but
I'm sure I hear commentators use that.
People know exactly what you mean by a smart save. It's not a tidy save.
It's a smart one. What's the difference?
Well, I don't know what a tidy save is actually, but a smart save is that. It's quickly down to your right hand side.
It's tidy.
10 minutes left of this game. Arsenal fans smiling at the moment, leading Chelsea by 2-1. It'll be another game ticked off. Brighton away on Wednesdays. A 5 Live commentary is next up for them. Manchester City at home to Nottingham Forest on Wednesday night. Lines open for 606 08085 909 693. But Arsenal, I think, will want the third here. And Martinelli's on the ball and he's running at Reece James. And he's beaten him for pace on the outside of the right foot, crossing the penalty area, headed away at the near post. Enzo chases this for Chelsea. Keeps it in play with the clearance down the touchline. And Gabriel is right there. Leans over Joao Pedro, wins the header. Ball down the left for Hincapié. Blimey, he's got some energy as well. Gets to that. Stops the ball with the studs of his left boot. It's right down by the corner flag. Plays a cheeky little pass down the byline there to Martinelli. Knocked off balance by Caicedo, who barges in again and wins the ball. Down the line to Joao Pedro. Chelsea intent on playing out. Reece James to his right to Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo, lovely little back heel to Fernandez.
Slick, wasn't it?
Really good, that. Yeah. Almost a drag back heel. Holding the ball on the laces of the right boot as he pushed it behind his left leg. But Arsenal have won it back. And every time Arsenal win the ball back, it gets a round of applause.
We've seen that quite a lot in the Chelsea half, haven't we? And it's been a lot of turnover from Chelsea in possession and Arsenal nicking it in their own defensive third, and certainly in their own half, Chelsea. I mean, I think that's been a real problem for them in this game. The positions they're losing the ball is putting them on the back foot every time.
I'm on edge again. Sanchez there, holding onto the ball, passes to Lavia inside his own penalty area. Couldn't see the Arsenal player behind him. Chelsea have got it to Chalobah. Back it comes to Sanchez again. It's almost an event in itself every time he gets the ball at his feet here, the Chelsea keeper. Liam Delap and Alejandro Garnacho are about to come on for Chelsea. And this, if they lose the game, will be a first Premier League defeat under Liam Rosenior, sitting 6th in the Premier League table. On behind Liverpool, above them. Palmer tackled. Eza gets that loose ball first for Arsenal. Have the man advantage at the moment. Yeah, Chelsea 45 points if they lose this game. Liverpool 48. Villa and Manchester United both on 51. Liam Delap will put himself about.
They're two impact subs, really, aren't they? Because I've seen Garnacho come on and really impact the game, and Delap certainly can. So it's far from over. Arsenal have to be clever here. They've got to be really savvy.
You saw what Juventus nearly did against Galatasaray with 10 men second half, didn't you? It is possible. At the moment, Chelsea have actually just got to calm down and believe they've still got a chance.
And just settle in and be measured about what they do at the moment. It's starting to feel like they've got their cool back, but for a good 5-minute period there, they've just seemed very rattled.
Yeah. Something Liam Rosenior is going to have to get a hold of. So Garnacho and Delap will come on next for Chelsea. Arsenal free kick. Declan Rice would have taken it, I'm sure, were he on the pitch. Duty's fall to Eza. White number 10 on the back of the red body of his Arsenal shirt. Arsenal leading Chelsea 2-1. Whistle blows. What have Arsenal got up there? White sleeves of those red-bodied shirts with this one. No, simple one to the right to Saka. And Saka might have a go at Lavia. Dummies the cross onto his right foot, beats Lavia down to the byline, dinks it, takes a deflection, caught by Sanchez at the near post, went behind. That was spotted this time, and that will be an Arsenal corner.
I mean, Declan Rice, we spoke about the horse, likened to that. He's the second Arsenal player to have that label. Can you remember the first?
The horse.
It was around my time.
Luzhny.
Yes.
Oleg Luzhny.
So he's not the first Arsenal player.
I've got that, by the way.
Very good. Very good. Oleg Luzhny, referred to as the horse, the way he galloped up and down the right flank of Arsenal.
That's lovely blast from the past, man.
Yeah. Good player. Good lad.
5 Live, BBC Sounds, the BBC World Service. 5 Live and BBC Sounds on the way for your 6:06. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage waiting to take the calls. Arsenal leading 2-1. And it's going to be like that now for the rest of the season. Just feels now like we've tipped over into March. All the great sport that is on the way. Cheltenham not too far away on 5 Live. Saka low corner to the edge of the box. Eza lends it back to Saka. Skips past Gusto down to the byline. I think he overran that. It's gone behind for the goal kick.
Is that the time to go short for you? I'm not sure. I think put that in the box. I'm looking at the movement. Havertz just went and stood right in front of Robert Sanchez and went, basically, I'm just going to block everything you do. That ball's got to go in the box for me. Really, when Chelsea are a little bit susceptible, put it in the box.
Enzo Fernandez coming off. Cole Palmer's coming off. Both of those players have been booked, so that is sensible, just in case Chelsea ran themselves into the danger of getting yet another red card this season. So their work is done. Garnacho is on, Delap is on. Looking forward to Delap against Gabriel if that happens.
Well, he's stayed high as well, Delap, with
Here we go.
Pedro and Garnacho on the left. So it's almost like they've stuck with the front three, Chelsea.
Yeah. First aerial ball, and Delap is immediately looking for that physical contact. Raya's got to come out of his penalty area. He just gets there in time, digs his right foot under the ball and flicks it away for a throw into Chelsea. Delap is there first, wide on the right. 5 minutes plus added time remaining. Chelsea down to 10 men. Arsenal leading Chelsea 2-1, and Arsenal definitely have not been at their fluent best this afternoon, and Chelsea were having the better of the second half until Arsenal scored from their second set piece of the game. Here's Lavia, the young Belgian for Chelsea, the baggy shorts, the white socks halfway up his shins. Back it comes here to the 20-year-old Sarr. Arsenal fans will still be nervous here. Chalobah's inside the Arsenal half. Arsenal are not approaching. Now Chalobah, Gusto's back heel is brilliant. Caicedo with his left foot. That wasn't too far away. Raya went flying to his left. High and wide it goes. Goal kick Arsenal.
He can hit them as well. I've seen him score a couple of bangers from this kind of range. Just opened up for him. Pulls it a little bit with his left foot. I mean, there's a clear line to goal. Goes for pure power, doesn't he? And just, what's that, 2 foot over the crossbar and just on the joint of the post in the crossbar. It would have been top corner had it been a little bit lower.
Where the owl sleeps, Matt. That's what they call that. In certain countries, the top corner. Where the owl sleeps. You not heard that one?
No.
Oh, no, that's a classic, that one.
No, that is new for me.
Yeah. Yeah, where they don't do the dusting is another one.
Okay, yeah.
And obviously the
I get
postage
that one.
stamp. Yeah. Raya's clearance with his right foot. 3 minutes plus added time remaining.
You strike me as the type of person that dusts the corners. You don't
well,
do
if I
that,
can
do you?
reach them, Matt. Low down, yes.
Extendable duster.
That's right. Joao Pedro's gone down too easily there. Arsenal have it with Timber. High diagonal ball towards Martinelli. James is trying to stick with him. The two of them slightly off balance. James wins it. Turns with the ball at his feet. 88th minute of the game. Arsenal closing in on a precious Premier League win to stretch that lead to 5 points over Manchester City again. And here's Gusto on the left. Back it comes.
They've got to see it through.
Yep.
It's just not even any other question. The 11 men of Arsenal have to see this game through against the 10 of Chelsea. If they don't, there'll be massive question marks. It's all about managing the game and making the right decisions at the right time.
And in terms of games against top 6 teams in the run-in after this, it is only the game against Manchester City away on the 18th of April that is there for Arsenal. The rest of the teams are outside. And you're still obviously good teams and form teams in there and teams battling to stay in the division. But against the best teams in the Premier League this season, Arsenal won't have to face that. Gabriel, he's got to be careful on a yellow card wrestling with Delap. He decided to leave it there, and sensibly too. Delap plays out to James. James gets it down the right to Gusto, who was left back a minute ago. Now he's right wing. Cross comes in. Gabriel's there. Heads it behind for a Chelsea corner in the 89th minute of the game. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1.
I don't even know if Gabriel decided to leave that there. I don't think he had a choice. I think Delap put his forearm out and went bang, get off. It was a really good tussle, wasn't it? But looks very strong. Liam Delap really held Gabriel off and he knew he couldn't foul him.
A couple of Arsenal fans leaving. Now that I don't get. Title race on the line, 2-1 up. Chelsea have a corner.
You sound like John Murray.
I know, I do. James with the delivery into the near post, headed away well by Zubimendi. Arsenal looking to come on the break. Caicedo intercepts, but can only knock the ball out of play for a throw into Arsenal in the left back position. On we go into the 90th minute of the game, and tossing is coming on here for Mamadou Sarr, the 20-year-old Senegalese international. Liam Rosenior absolutely loves him. Played under him at Strasbourg last season, went back on loan to Strasbourg, having been signed by Chelsea at the start of this season, has been recalled in February. And you know, it's Chalobah plus one. Colwell's injured, has been out all season.
Yeah.
That is some compliment to be picked as the first choice centre back against Arsenal today in a game like this.
And he handled it.
Yeah.
He handled the game. You can't, start to pick holes in his performance. I thought he did well. And understandably, Chelsea are excited about this young man. He looks very calm and assured for stepping into a game of this magnitude.
I believe we are going to get 6 minutes of added time. Here comes the fourth
6
official.
minutes and people are leaving. So
I know.
You paid for a
like
ticket.
John Murray.
You paid for a ticket. You're missing the most exciting 6 minutes of the game.
They're going back to do the dusting and polishing the bed knobs.
I can't talk. I'm pretty terrible at stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would never.
I can leave early.
I think my dad once, actually, back in the early 80s, Ipswich were 1-0 down in a terrible game. We left Portman Road on 70 minutes. That's poor, that, isn't it? We'd given up. Yeah. They lost 1-0, though. We didn't miss anything. Martinelli trying to wriggle his way away down the left. 6 minutes of added time has started. 6:06 is on the way. Steve Crossman will be there to wrap everything up for you just before we hand over to Chris and Robbie. 08085 909 693 is the number to dial. Match of the day tonight, BBC One at 10:30. All the Premier League commentaries on the way. 5 Live and BBC Sounds across the week. And of course the World T20 semi-final. England will play India on Thursday, so make sure you listen to that on Sports Extra 2. South Africa, New Zealand in the other one. Delap has got into space, inside right channel, into the box, takes Saliba on the outside, looks for the cutback, hits Saliba, then hits Delap. He keeps it in play, challenge there, and the free kick is given against Delap. Wow. And again, Arsenal fans breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, I was looking for the offside flag to go up because it looked offside from the run. I mean, he bends it in. I think it is offside, but flag didn't go up. Delap curbs it and gets in, and then, like you say, Arsenal do well to get back in, but he looks a threat. Delap's coming on.
Mikel Arteta there was just getting a message on to Kai Havertz and trying to sort of show him what sort of movement he wanted from him, and there was a little bit of sort of side to side there that reminds. So I was at my brother's 50th last night. Some of the dancing late on, Matt, was a little bit.
It looked like you having a little shimmy there. It's exactly what Mikel wants.
What have we got here? We've got 4.5 minutes of added time to go. Arsenal leading 2-1 with goals from defenders William Saliba and Jurrien Timber from set pieces. Chelsea have won it inside their own half. Here's Lavia. Gusto is busting a gut to get up alongside him, receives the ball, quickly gives it to Garnacho. Garnacho, corner of the area, cross comes in towards the far post. Oh, what a save from Raya! At full stretch, it was creeping in, and Raya stuck out the left arm, got a touch and tips it behind for a corner.
Well, it's just one of those horrible balls that a goalkeeper just cannot deal with until it's gone all the way across the face of all the players. I think it's Gabriel getting back in.
They've taken the corner quickly, and Caicedo's gone long with the cross. It's gone behind for the goal kick. Matt Upson.
They seem to rush that corner a little bit there. I kind of think take your time and just get it all set up. But Raya to the rescue. The ball bounces in front of him. Nobody gets a touch. Had there been a little touch from Delap, I think it was, arriving in the box, then he'd been banging trouble, but he has to dive to his left and just tip it round the post.
The classic thing with that, Matt, he can't go. If he went early there, he could walk across and catch it, but in case someone gets a touch, he can't.
You have to wait until it goes past the last man, and then it was João Pedro arriving, and he just misses the ball, and then he has to tip it wide. It's a real teaser for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, there are going to be so many of these moments in this Premier League title running. This has not been the best game of football by any stretch, but it has been gripping.
Yeah, it has. You have to say it's been highly entertaining. There's so much jeopardy in it, but you just felt that this game is not over. 10 men, and it's only 2-1. It is far from over, this match.
Yeah, Neto sent off in the 70th minute. First booking for dissent after Arsenal scored their second goal. The second for a scything challenge on Martinelli, and actually the initial challenge didn't catch him, but his legs were dangling in the air, and they, Martinelli.
At this point, clipped. Arsenal are vulnerable. All the pressure's on Arsenal to keep in the lead. Had Chelsea had 11 men, that decision again could have cost him. You'd fancy him to possibly get an equaliser here. It was perfectly reasonable with how the second half was going.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Arsenal leading 2-1 against 10-man Chelsea. Long ball downfield over Havertz's head. Gusto nods it back to his goalkeeper, Sanchez. 2 minutes of the game remaining. Arsenal fans looking anxious, biting their nails. One gentleman there I can see trying to calm himself down by stroking his beard. Here's Caicedo. And now the Arsenal fans get behind their team and try and get them over the line here. Ball is headed across the Arsenal half. Zubimendi gets a touch on it. Here come Chelsea down the right. Reece James in good space. Low cross into the near post. Delap went for it. Gabriel is there on the floor, picks himself up and clears with the left foot. Martinelli can't control. Arsenal appeal for a handball against Chalobah. They're not going to get that decision. James's delivery from the right, so dangerous. This time he rolls it back here to Lavia into the last 2 minutes of the game. Gusto to Lavia again. Arsenal have everyone behind the ball. 50 seconds remaining. Arsenal closing in on another precious Premier League win. Flicked header over the top. João Pedro! Bicycle kick. Raya gets back, and Delap is there on the rebound, and the flag's up. Delap side foots it home, and as is the way in modern football, the assistant referee has to wait, and the Arsenal fans were desperate for the flag to go up. And it does. Every head turned towards the assistant referee, Akil Hausen, over there. And he's given Arsenal what they want. VAR, a checking, disallowed offside goal, and he's off.
Yeah, it's a clear offside, but there was a split-second moment of absolute silence inside the Emirates, because I tell you what, had this been allowed, well, I can't imagine what would be being said about Arsenal and being able to see this title challenge through, because it was well played from Chelsea, but he was a good yard offside.
The skill from João Pedro, yard offside, absolutely. He heads the ball with such a soft cushion header that he can throw himself into the bicycle kick. Raya is there to stick out an arm and make the save. Back he goes then to get the next one, and Delap right in the right spot. Johnny on the spot sticks it home, although Gabriel I think got a touch on it. But the goal doesn't count because João Pedro was offside, and now they're baying for the final whistle at the Emirates Stadium. It's not going to come just yet, but Arsenal have a free kick. They know they can play better than this. They will not care. All they want is the 3 points. They want to keep doing that for the rest of the season and try and win a first Premier League title for 22 years. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. Get on with it, says the referee Darren England. The throw is heading down towards the corner flag from Christian Norgard. Headed away, and there goes the final whistle. And Arsenal get themselves over the line, and the reaction from Gabriel for one is very telling. 2 or 3 animalistic screams to no one in particular. He's still going, embraces his centre-back partner William Saliba, and the set pieces again for Arsenal. so vital today. The first goal, Gabriel getting on the Saka corner, heading it across to Saliba. The second one scored by Jurriën Timber. Another red card for Chelsea. They had the better of the first period of the second half, but this is the anthem that the Arsenal fans will sing, and they hope it will take them to the Premier League title. But goodness me, Matt, that wasn't the best from them in terms of football today.
No, you can't say it's been a convincing home win, can you? You know, another 2-1 win in the Premier League today, but that is the only thing that matters, to be honest. And there were huge hairy moments, even Chelsea down to 10 men. It had a feel that it could really spoil. It didn't, fortunately for Arsenal, but they'll go on to the next game and they need to keep building back-to-back win. It's literally, that's all that's demanded, but performance-wise it wasn't their best.
Arsenal fans dancing away to our left-hand side. That is a game ticked off. Chelsea, they've beaten them. 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Eyes now turn to Wednesday. Commentaries on 5 Live and Sports Extra. On 5 Live, we've got Brighton Arsenal. On Sports Extra, we've got Manchester City against Nottingham Forest. They both kick off at 7:30. Arsenal fans, for now, can breathe another sigh of relief. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1.
606 is on the way. 08085 909 693. Oh, Matt, I mean, listen, I'm always biased. Football is always best on the radio, and moments like that spot of silence inside the Emirates when that was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even look to see what was going on in the goal. All I was looking was straight at the linesman, because I thought this flag's got to go up, and I think everyone in the stadium were admiring the linesman more than the lovely piece of skill from João Pedro, unfortunately, because it was desperate to see that go up in the air. You know, you look at the replay, it was a good, comfortable yard offside. It wasn't one of those tight ones, but it was edgy, and it's got that feel to it. They've seen it over the line, but not as convincing as what they would like to be playing at this moment in time.
A few missed assignments for Chelsea on set pieces again.
Yes, missed assignment there. Another assignment is don't get sent off.
Yeah,
I think,
well, they're not very good at that either. That's what is that, 7 red cards, which is 3 more than anyone else in the Premier League.
No, there's a bit of homework to do on that front, and it's costing them, to be honest, because at that time, OK, they'd just gone behind, but Chelsea started the second half, first 15 minutes of second half, played well, looked the more threatening team, and for Neto to get such a stupid
well, the first one's
card
consent after they've conceded. The second one, as you said, Matt, he didn't need to do. Steve, I'd go old school. I'd go back to the parents' evening. It's lines. They've got to write lines. They must not get sent off at crucial moments in Premier League games.
Well, it's 2 back-to-back, isn't it? Fofana last week and Neto this week. So, yeah, they can fill a chalkboard.
Well, at the start of The Simpsons. What can Liam Rossini do about it? Because this is something that's been true of at least the last 3 Chelsea managers. They've all been dealing with issues with discipline.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that you can probably even try and address at this point. You know, we're in March. You're building in towards the end of the season. It's something that you set with the team. You set it in pre-season. It's cultural. It's something you build amongst the club. The players have to buy into it. They've got to police it. You've got to realise the understanding of the importance of it on the field. It's not about being passionate or wanting it more than anyone else. It's just about being measured and controlled at the right moments. It's not a wand that you wave. It's something, and we're forgetting they're young as well, Steve.
Yeah.
So the younger you are, the more susceptible you are to those kind of reactions. So maybe the more senior players just being a bit more vocal, a bit more dominant in the dressing room to understand the importance of your discipline on the pitch is massive.
And just to finish on Chelsea then, Ali, and I can't wait to hear what people calling 08085 909 693 have got to say about this. But Liam Rossini has said a few times now that he is still learning. Well, if that learning takes him to the end of the season without being in the Champions League, it's pretty hard to see him still being there next season, isn't it?
Well, I agree with you, Steve. I think the conversation on 606 tonight will be interesting and going into next week. And I go back to the point I made ahead of the game. In terms of the running they've got coming, they've still got to go to Villa. Manchester City come to them. Manchester United come to them, and they've still got to go to Liverpool. And actually, I think, and this is absolutely not doing a disservice to what Liam Rossini has done so far. You know, Chelsea still going in the Champions League up against Paris Saint-Germain, and until today, unbeaten in the Premier League. But initially, the fixture run looked good for them, looked nice for them. That doesn't look so nice. So now we'll see what he can produce, you know, with the team going forward, because they need it, don't they? And that's another thing. We've got this brilliant title race on, but there's not, Manchester United, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea, 4 into 3 doesn't go for Champions League. Someone's going to miss out.
Yep. Ali, Matt, great stuff. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Ali
Steve.
Breezeball, cheers, Matt, and Matt Upson there inside the Emirates. So Chelsea is 6th in the Premier League. They are 3 points behind Liverpool in 5th in what in almost all likelihood will be the 5th and final Champions League place. Highly unlikely to only be top 4. Arsenal winners and now 5 points clear of Manchester City, albeit having played a game more. Dead easy to wrap up the scores in the Premier League today. They were all 2-1. Brighton beat Forest, Fulham beat Spurs, Manchester United beat Palace and Arsenal beat Chelsea, plus Rangers 2, Celtic 2 in the Old Firm. So 08085 909 693 606 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton follows the news on 5 Live with Richard Foster.